Hello and welcome to episode 71 of the Bearded Banter Podcast, the gaming podcast where I have my nice ice-cold water in my best girl mug.
I'd like to thank our sponsor for today's episode, Water.
Water. Good old H2O.
Water. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, kids.
Water. Drink it or you'll die.
Water never tasted so good. Anyway, welcome to another exciting episode of the Bearded Banter Podcast. I am your host, Shane, the Beer One. With me, as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Matt Legion Rex. How are you doing today, Matthew?
I'm actually doing very, very good today.
Are you ready to cover the fucking landslide of news that we got?
There is a monstrosity of news that happened this past 2 weeks, and I am not ready at all. I am personally what you call bamboozled by the amount of news.
Oh, it's that time of the year, boys. It's
that time.
pre-E3.
It's the
time of the year.
Pre-E3 news, which means hell on earth.
It's the pre-E3 flood where
means,
everything comes out at once.
Half this news is like, oh, this might be coming to E3. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like some garbage. It's some garbage. Like, oh, maybe now we'll finally get like a fucking new Time Splitters or something like that. I'm like, no, we're not.
Okay, if they announce a new Time Splitters at the Xbox conference, I think everyone will shit their pants.
If they announce a new Time Splitters, I'll be eating my pants. Like,
okay.
Just straight up.
Well,
happening.
you heard it here first, folks. We
You
will have
heard it
video
here, folks.
footage
They announce
of
a new
Legion
Time
Rex
Splitters, I'm
his
eating my
pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the podcast.
On the podcast. Also joining us, we have our other co-host, my son Josh. How are you doing today, son?
I want to die.
All right, good way to start off.
There's a lot of news There's a lot of news, man. I'm just sitting here. It's like I can't handle this.
There's
too much
so
news.
much news, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But
I mean,
welcome back.
I did get a glimmer of joy in my life.
Oh well, no, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Oh no, it's not that. It's something else.
Oh, it's something else. Huh? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, welcome back
It's
to the
game-related.
podcast. If you're not familiar with our format, we usually start with some general gaming discussion where we talk about what we've been playing lately, and then we'll get right into the news, which is going to it's going to be something. We're going to try and lightning round that as much as we can, so we're not here for 3 hours.
It's gonna be something, man.
But welcome back to Bearded Banter, and if you guys are started, we can get right into general discussion.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. General discussion starts now. So, let's start with Matt. What have you been playing lately? Because you had a lot to talk about last time.
Pretty much the same stuff as last time.
Are you still playing Eternal Night?
I'm stuck. The game's a bitch. I'm almost done though. Like I'm on like the last section, so like just that I'm stuck.
So you're on the verge of beating it.
I'll probably be beating I'll probably be my next podcast, which means I'll move on to Dawn, which is what I'm actually looking forward to.
I mean, I wanted to play that game for years, but it's just
really expensive because
it's rare at this point. So
yeah, because it's hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I don't have that problem because I'm playing via emulator. So so pretty much Eternal Night. So, but I'm stuck because the problem is that they decided that the way to make the final level harder is like send like all the strongest enemies at you and send like 50 of them at once.
I love when games do that.
I too love being frustrated for no reason at a game that's supposed to be fun.
I too love getting bombarded.
I too love hating myself.
Mm-hmm. That should be just the podcast motto. We hate ourselves.
We hate ourselves, and so do you.
Yeah, but I love when games have that design philosophy of, oh, what's a good final challenge? Just bombard them with enemies. Just like a shit ton of enemies. Too many to handle at once.
Because there's one section of the game...
You remember the final boss? Yeah, here's sometimes 10.
Yeah, but like there's this one section where you're stuck on a platform, and it's one of those sections of games. It's like, okay, so the platform's going up, but they just keep sending enemies at you.
So it's like an elevator section, basically.
Yeah. The problem is that they keep sending you enemies at you, and they only give you one mana regen crystal and one health regen crystal. And if you accidentally destroy them, fucking L, you don't get any more. Even if you die, if you die during this section, go back to the beginning, they don't respawn. Wow. You have to actually reset the entire game in order to get those back.
Okay, that's fucking dumb. That's just really bad design.
It's real bad design. It's a way to induce artificial challenge in a game that's already hard as balls for no reason.
That's like the definition of artificial difficulty. Like,
yeah.
But bombard them with enemies and only give them one healing item, and then if you use it, it doesn't even respawn at checkpoint. Like, that's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm. And all I know is that the section before that wasn't actually that hard, because basically the whole point was like you had to go through like these 4 rooms where in each room you could use only one kind of your breaths, which is a cool idea. And going through that's easy enough. And then you go and fight like the boss of the room, which is a dragon, which is actually like with this dragon, which looks like Cinder from the end of the last game. But the gimmick here is that you can only use a certain kind of breath when she changes the color. So she's yellow, you can only use electric on her. If she's blue, you can only use ice on her. So you have to like actually use your breaths like correctly on her.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's a cool fight. It's actually like one of the best fights in the game because you actually have to like think. And then you get into this section, which is complete ass. Like right afterwards, you go to the final area, and this entire final area is ass. It's so hard. It's so fucking difficult for no reason because they just send like waves of enemies at you. And I swear, in this final area, they introduced a new idea, which I hate. Half of the enemies are invisible now.
Oh.
Like on purpose, and it's not like bad game design, like they just phase out of it. They're purposely invisible, so you can't see them, and they can just attack you.
All right, game. All right.
It's like, okay, game. I see what you're playing at. Fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
And so yeah, I've been doing that.
What if the twist at the end is the final boss is one of those fucking minion final bosses, where it's just you don't even fight the boss, he just sends waves of enemies at you instead?
If the final boss was that, I'd be very mad because I'd be like, come on, like I just fought like thousands of you.
It's a bad sign when you say minion and the first thing that comes to mind is banana.
Josh, go die.
I'm already dead.
So am I. Anyway, has there anything else you've been playing, Matt?
Usual. Heroes of the Storm, of course.
So nothing. Okay, moving on.
No, so pretty much, same stuff I always play, pretty much. I've been trying to see, because I lost my copy of Mass Effect 1 years ago, because I lent it to a friend, and he never gave it back.
Was it Spencer?
No.
Okay.
I was actually just about to say.
Okay, good.
Copy. How do you know it's not Spencer? Because it's the PC copy. Spencer's PC is garbage.
Right,
so,
okay.
Was it me? No, I'm just kidding. My PC's too good.
Also, did you know, Matt, like,
your PC's too good, and the fact is that Mass Effect would actually run like ass on your computer, because the problem is that it's an older game.
Poorly optimized.
Dude, there's sections, if you have any Force NVIDIA graphics card, there's sections of the game where your characters are just black. There's like no model.
Sick.
I love PC gaming.
I knew my 1080
you have to go into the command console and like turn off the lighting.
I knew my PC was worth it.
To fix it, it's only like in 1 level 2, which is like the worst thing.
I love it.
It's like one. But in any case, I've been trying to find. I just see if I can save. If I have enough cash for it, I just need to see if I can, with all my expenses and stuff, afford to buy it, to rebuy it. And once I do rebuy it, I might do a replay of the trilogy. I'm not sure yet, because it's actually been like 3 years since I played through the trilogy in its entirety. So it's been quite a while.
So in the lead up to Andromeda, you're saying?
Yeah, in the lead up to Andromeda, I replayed it. Got Andromeda. I don't hate Andromeda, by the way. I posted some garbage BioWare takes over the past week on my
follow
Twitter.
him
You can go
on
find them.
Follow him on Twitter at Legion Rex for all of his bullshit hot takes.
For my garbage takes about BioWare. But it was in the lead up to Andromeda that I had replayed the trilogy. I think not even the lead up. I think it was like a half a year before Andromeda. And then I was like, yeah, might replay it because I've been in the mood. So,
all right.
But anyways, that's pretty much done for me. So y'all can take it from here.
All right. Well, Josh, what have you been playing lately? I already know what you're gonna say off the bat because you had to prep it before we started.
I've been replaying Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting.
Yes,
but at the same
people,
time,
this
exactly
is what you're expecting. I'm playing RuneScape.
Okay, there it is. That's what I was expecting. Exceeded my expectations.
If people could see my face, it's a deadpan face. With
I
just my eyes.
have one of those.
Just the soulless. Yeah, give them that soulless dead face of mine.
Yeah,
I'm playing RuneScape. Please, just put me out of my misery.
End me.
Neptunia though, replaying Hyperdimension Neptunia is fun. They're still releasing DLC, which is kind of funny.
How old is that game at this point?
Are we talking about Rebirth, or are we talking about like the actual first Hyperdimension Neptunia?
Like the actual.
Okay, so Hyperdimension Neptunia, I think 2013. Rebirth 1 though came out in 2015, so 4 years. Let me check.
That's surprisingly older than I thought.
Hyperdimension Neptunia. Let me see. 2000. Never mind. 2010.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Neptune is like almost 10 years old?
Yeah. The series is almost 10 years old now.
All right. Well, fuck. That's more what I was expecting, I guess.
But no, Rebirth 1 came out in, because that's the one that was like on the PC and everything, and ported to Vita. Mm-hmm. Rebirth 1 is 2015, I believe, honestly.
Oh, the suspense is killing me, though.
See, Steam, what do you have to say about this?
Oh, the suspense. Oh, it's...
2015, January 28th, 2015.
Wow, we have down to the date.
That's how you know it's some good shit.
Oh yeah, but no, it's fun. It's kind of turn-based gameplay, but not. It's hard to explain. But it's fun. It's a great game. The story, the main reason why you play is for the story, which is just memey as hell.
Yeah, you play for the plot.
It's a good game though.
The plot.
The plot. Yes, I love the plot. Like why do you rewatch High School DD for the plot? And also the plot.
For the endless amounts of plot.
Yeah, there's two kinds
and
of
also,
plot.
For the plot and the plot. What do you mean?
The double plot.
Yes.
I'm a plot this land.
Maybe that's why there's two D's in the title. It secretly stands for plot.
High school plot.
Yes, high school plot. High school double plot.
Titties, anyway.
Big anime titties. Where were we? Senran and Kagura. There's big anime. Kill me. Well, Shane, how about you? What have you been playing?
What have you been playing,
oh,
Shane?
fucking God. Okay.
You piece of shit.
Okay, well, there's the standard DMC5, of course. Of course.
Wow.
Wow. I know. I started...
How surprising.
Yeah, right? I started a new playthrough, and this basically cemented my... This basically cemented what I said last time about it getting onto my top 10 games. I started a new playthrough, and I immediately fell in love with it all over
He
again.
just wants to have sex with her.
Have you seen Nero?
No, I haven't played. Dude, I haven't played a single DMC game. What
That man, like, Kyrie, get the fuck out of here. I'm taking that man for myself. Also voiced by Johnny Young Bosch.
Nice.
So he's got a great voice to go along with it.
But yeah, I started a second playthrough of that. Love it once again. But the big thing I want to talk about is something that I wasn't expecting to find myself in. Over the last week, I've gotten into a very big nostalgia trip. I decided I was going to play on my Xbox 360 for the first time in what seems like years. But it's been a while since I played on the 360. Yeah, it still works, surprisingly.
I mean, how mine still works.
Yeah. So I went on my 360 for the first time in a while. And man, I forgot how much I enjoy playing 360. It's a great console. So I started playing some of my older games. I have a few listed here that I briefly want to mention. I started playing Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which, you know, a lot of people say it's just a generic Mario Kart clone, but it has a surprising amount of originality to it.
Oh, that game is great.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's kind of weird as to why Sonic needs a fucking car, but whatever.
Well, it's because he's being fair to the other racers, Matt. That's the headcanon I want to believe.
Well, no, my headcanon is that the car actually has no engine and he's just running the entire time. He has like a fucking...
It's like a soapbox car.
It's a cardboard cutout, and he's just like, yeah, guys, I'm driving.
He's like Flintstone in that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I played that. It's a great game, even if by kart racing standards, it is a bit generic. The actual gameplay itself, the way the karts handle, it feels very much like its own thing. And it has a surprising amount of extra modes that add a lot of depth to it. Like, my favorite mode in the game is mission mode, where it gives you a specific character and a specific mission, and you have to try and get AAA rank. That's the best part of the game. That shit is fun as heck.
Not as good as a kart racing in Sonic Adventure Battle. Saying.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's like the greatest kart racing in any game ever.
But speaking of racing games, there's one that I've been playing religiously over the last week. That's Burnout Revenge.
Oh, Burnout. I've never been the biggest fan of Burnout, prior to Paradise at least.
Burnout is one of those games where I will not play it for years and then go back to it and immediately go, this is fucking fun as shit.
And it's like, why did I not play this for years?
Yeah. And Revenge is easily my favorite out of all of them. Revenge is insane. Like, I posted in the Discord, it's like, drive like a maniac, destroy all who oppose you, never let go of the boost button.
Yeah.
It's just...
Imagine... Alright, Shane, I have an idea for E3.
Okay.
They gotta announce Burnout Paradise 2, and they gotta do it at the start of the Microsoft conference.
Okay, so here's the thing. I agree wholeheartedly. Just replace Burnout 2... replace Paradise 2 with Revenge 2, and we're golden.
Here's the thing. They're probably going to release a new Forza game anyways, so...
Yeah,
I mean,
and I don't like Forza that much. I don't care about Forza. They look gorgeous, and I'm sure they're great. But like,
I agree.
I'm not a huge Forza guy.
I'm not hugely into the mainline series. Horizon, on the other hand,
dude, Horizon is Horizon is the best Forza games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
I shouldn't play them because they look gorgeous and they also like seem really fun. But here's the thing about racing games: there's two kinds of racing games I like. Absolutely nutty, like fucking Burnout Revenge or like the Burnout stuff, or like fucking Twisted Metals, like stuff that's like absolutely insane, or like Mario Kart, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm exactly the same way.
If you're more like actual, like actual driving, like fucking Forza or Need for Speed, I'm not huge into that. Like, I've just never been like totally into that stuff.
The thing about Horizon though is that Horizon is more arcadey racing than simulation. Yes. So It's more like the crazy, wacky bullshit. Go like 200 miles an hour.
Good.
Tokyo Drift.
Good. I'm gonna go 200 miles an hour, and I'm just gonna fucking run into a car and just destroy
And explode.
Just drive down an Australian beach to an old Honda Civic, driving like 80 miles an hour.
It's unironically my favorite thing to do in racing games is fucking crash.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like,
Which is why I love Revenge so much, because crash mode exists where the entire objective is to crash and explode and cause millions of dollars in collateral damage.
And that's perfect.
It's great, yeah. My favorite mode in all of Burnout, though, is Traffic Attack, where the entire point of the mode is to drive like a maniac and crash into every car you see. And you're literally like, there's no physics on the cars in the environment, so they're literally like you're flinging cardboard boxes around the road. They're just like bouncing off buildings and shit.
That's funny as hell.
And you rack up more points the more you fucking basically murder. And it's the funnest part of Burnout.
Never let go of the boost.
Never let go. As soon as you get boost, you hold that button and you never let it go.
Eat ass, drive fast, and never let go of the boost.
Yeah. Another game I was playing. Are either of you guys familiar with The Darkness?
Oh, I have both on my PC.
Yes.
I have them on my PC. I've never played them, but I have them on my Steam account.
The original Darkness was one of the first games I played on the 360, and back in the day I loved it because it's a really unique first-person shooter that is really out there, especially later on. I went back to play it because I was like, hey, I'm on a nostalgia trip, why not? This game has not aged gracefully whatsoever. It is 10 years old now, and it hasn't aged very well. The shooting is very clunky, the movement is very stilted and slow. There's difficulty spikes all over the place. Like, it's one of those games where they'll literally just throw everything at you and expect you to survive. Like, hey, travel down this fucking pedestrian road with no sprint while countless cop cars are coming after you, just pouring out cops. And also there's a helicopter shooting at you. And I'll be honest,
my favorite.
It's not great. It's still good, and I still enjoyed it, but it definitely has not aged well. And then there's the wacky world of Xbox Live Arcade, which I'm not going to spend too much time on, but some of the games I played this past week. Marble Blast Ultra, which is a marble game where you play as a marble. That's it.
Wow.
It's literally...
I'm shocked that in a marble game you play as a fucking marble.
I thought you would play as an anime character.
Shut up. I think there is an anime marble skin in that game, though, so...
God damn it. I'm just going to kill myself now.
Yeah, go for it. But no, Marble Blast Ultra, it's literally just an obstacle course game where you play as a marble. That's it. But it's fun as heck, and they discontinued it, so you can't actually download it anymore. I thankfully still have it on my hard drive, so... great game. Mercury, which is basically the same thing as Marble Blast, except you play as a blob of mercury. Games are weird.
Games are weird.
And then there's the wild world of Xbox Live indie games, where back in the day, when you were just like a wannabe game maker, you could submit your game to Microsoft, and there was a very likely chance that they would publish it on Xbox Live, which led to games such as this one that I replayed, Johnny Platform's Biscuit Romp. Which Matt was being very judgmental about this.
I heard the name and I'm like, okay, Shane.
He was being very judgmental towards me about this. He was like, what the fuck is this? Is it good? I don't think it's good.
Is it a game for children?
Okay, so here's the thing. Johnny Platform's Biscuit Romp is an Xbox Live indie game. It is a single screen platformer where you go through different levels as Johnny Platform. And it looks kiddie, and a lot of the aesthetics are pretty kiddie, but Johnny Platform himself is like a homage to like classic action movie heroes, like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's literally Arnold Schwarzenegger in like a Mario game. That is this entire game in a nutshell.
Remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Yeah. And he has like stupid one-liners, and he drinks coffee. The power-ups are coffee.
Wow.
It's incredibly stupid, but I love it.
And they got a sequel too.
Yeah, and it got a sequel. Who could forget Johnny Platform Saves Christmas?
Oh, dude. Amazing game. Oh. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah. Fucking best game of the year. Fucking screw God of War. Fucking Johnny Platform Saves Christmas is where it's at.
Yeah, screw any other game that comes out forever. Johnny Platform Saves Christmas.
Spider-Man 2018, garbage.
DMC5,
absolute...
throw it in the fucking trash.
Fucking filth. Get it out here.
But, genuinely, Saves Christmas is actually better because it's more robust and it has better controls and all that. So, that's what I've been playing lately. I also played Techno Kitten Adventure, but I can get into that at a different time.
$5 fucking per... Wow.
$5.
Oh, no, Jump Force DLC just released. It's $5 a character.
Yeah, I didn't
Jump
put it.
Force?
I didn't put it in the news section because who cares?
Here's your characters. Kaiba.
It's Kaiba, All Might, and Bisky, and Bisky looks like a fucking nightmare.
Bisky does not look like Bisky at all.
All Might looks the worst, dude.
All Might looks like
looks...
nightmare fuel.
Everything with Bisky pissed me off because one, Bisky doesn't look great, and also my friend called him Biscuit. So
no, stop.
So that's why.
Also, I heard that apparently people
just...
playing as Bisky had their consoles crash on them, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait for an Xbox to get bricked because I play as Bisky.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, that's all I've been playing lately. I'm sure to be going even further down this rabbit hole of this 360 nostalgia trip in the future, so I'll let you know on a future podcast
You're
how that
going
goes.
even further beyond?
Yes.
Plus Ultra?
Shut up. So, if we are ready, we can wrap up general discussion.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here.
So
don't play RuneScape.
Before we move on to the news, there's something that I want to get into. This is a news section that I want to start on the podcast, which technically was something that I did way back in the day when Banter first started. But as the podcast went about, it eventually tapered off and we don't do it anymore. But I thought that this would be a great way to end our discussion sections from now on, and it's kind of like a expansion on our general discussions. So at the end of discussion from now on, I'm going to pose a question to the group that we are then going to briefly discuss and get everyone's opinions on. So discussion questions are back.
Oh, nice.
So let's get into the question I have posed for this podcast. It was something that it just popped into my head. Well, I was thinking, man, this generation of consoles are pretty great, aren't they? But then that got me thinking.
No.
Shut up. I'll kick you in the dick.
Okay.
Good. So I thought, especially since from my perspective, my opinions have gone all over the place with this question. But here's this week's discussion question. What is your favorite console of the current generation?
PC.
I'm not counting PC. I'm talking only about consoles.
Okay, then if we're talking about consoles, it's Switch.
It's
Switch. Okay, well then, both of you?
Yeah, Switch.
All right, explain. Start with Matt.
Well, the thing is with the Switch is that what makes the Switch, I think, the best console is the fact is that it has the best, as of right now, it's got the best lineup of games. Absolute, 100%. It's got the best lineup of games. It's got It's the whole idea of the Switch going from half portable, half like actual like console. You can have it on your TV while also like written on the go. It's just a great idea, and because of that, it's so much. It's basically just so much easier to play games for Xbox One. And while those consoles are great, Switch, you can the fact you can just bring the Switch anywhere is just a great fucking idea, and it's like the culmination of what I'm pretty sure Nintendo was trying to do with the Wii U, but never really caught off with. And I love it's. Unlike while the consoles of this generation are definitely far more reasonable in price than last gens. Fucking PS3 costing like $10,000.
€10,000.
Way too much money. The Switch is when you get a console like the Switch, which is both has that great lineup of games, but is also affordable as hell. You basically have a console that pretty much everyone can have and have something to enjoy on that platform, and it's also Nintendo's getting back and having a lot of great third-party titles too.
Yeah.
It's not just first-party titles like with the Wii and the Wii U. There's great third-party stuff here now too, again, and it's great. Plus, any console that has Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and Smash is going to be one of my favorite consoles. So there you go.
All right, fair enough. Josh, why is the Switch your favorite console this generation?
Well, as someone who on multiple occasions has said that I prefer PC over everything, the Switch is the perfect sidekick to my PC. Because the reason why I don't want an Xbox or a PS4 is because what use would I have for it when I already have all the games on my PC? But the Switch, I can take it wherever I want. Mm-hmm. And it has a lot of really fucking good exclusives that I just can't get on my PC. And it's a lot easier. I've said this when I go to like Spencer's house or something. It's so much easier to just bring the Switch in the dock and have to lug my entire PC around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which you used to do for some ungodly reason.
I did it once, and it was
absolute hell.
I still don't understand why you went through the trouble.
I don't either. But the Switch is just, it's, like I said, it's a great sidekick. It sits right on top of my PC, too. And it's such a cool concept, too, just having a powerful enough console you can bring around with you, then dock and play on a TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm probably going to say I think it's Nintendo's best console yet.
I mean, it's definitely their best console since, like, the GameCube.
Yeah, it's so good.
In terms of my opinion on this matter, this is the inspiration I had to pose this question to begin with, because my opinions on this generation have actually drastically shifted throughout the course of the generation. So
you initially started off with the Xbox One as your favorite, I'm pretty sure.
Well, the Xbox One was the first one that I got, and I grew up in my teen years. I had a 360, so I was an Xbox kid going into this generation. So yeah. I was originally on the Xbox bandwagon because they had a lot of great exclusives, and it was a nice shiny new console, and a lot of the bullshit that Don Matrick was trying to impose, they got rid of, because they brought in Phil Spencer, who is the absolute boy.
The boy.
Yeah. I love boy. Phil Spencer is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then they brought in backwards compatibility and all of that stuff, and it was looking up. And then we got the PS4, and I still think that in terms of exclusives, the PS4 is better. But once we got the PS4, my opinions kind of shifted, because then I learned more about the console architecture and the actual, power under the hood. And PS4 was just better in general. It was generally more powerful. It usually ran multiplats better, and it had more exclusives. And in terms of UI, like the dashboard and everything, I think PS4 was better too, because Microsoft decided to do a Windows 8 panel style with the original Xbox One. That wasn't great. They eventually upgraded it to a Windows 10 operating system, which is better, but it's still not ideal. So yeah, for a while, I jumped ship to the PS4 bandwagon. And then the Switch came out, and the Switch I put in its own separate category because that's a completely different beast. But then we ended up getting a 1X, and I really haven't played anything else since we got it.
Dude, the 1X beats the piss out of the PS4 Pro.
The 1X, in terms of like just a standard home console, it is the best on the market right now.
Considering that the fact that the PS4 Pro like doesn't work properly half the time.
It doesn't fucking work, and it doesn't even do native 4K. Like most of their games are
PS4 Pro is a glorified it's basically PS4 2. That's what it is. It's not even a Pro.
We can upscale to 4K. It's pretty close.
But we can't run native 4K.
Xbox One, yeah, bitch, I can run native 4K.
Yeah, then the 1X came out, and we got into 1X, and I have barely played anything else since.
The 1X is just a beefcake.
Yeah, because it is.
It's a brick. That's what it is. It's a fucking brick.
It is the most powerful console on the market to date. Everything I said about the PS4 originally in terms of it playing multiplats better has completely been thrown out the window now thanks to the 1X. This is my preferred platform for multiplats now because it just runs them way better than anything else could. And then, of course, they introduced Game Pass, which I have talked about Game Pass several times on this show and how much I love it. That just added to the experience, being able to have this entire digital library of a bunch of games that I can just play whenever I want. And it's not some bullshit streaming service like PS Now, where I have to use an internet connection to play my video games.
Yaga.
Like, no. Yeah. So right now, my current pick for console of the generation is the 1X, because it's easily the most powerful. It plays the most games the best way, and Microsoft has just gotten so better in terms of marketing and consumer satisfaction. They're putting the players first rather than their shitty business practices.
This is why I also think they should hold off on an announcement for a new console, because I feel like that if they do that, it's going to undermine the 1X a lot.
I think we all know the big reason why no one likes Sony right now.
Well, it's because they don't want to play with anyone.
Anime titties.
Oh, okay.
They censored big anime titties.
Okay.
That's a sin against the world, man.
All right.
So my pick.
Sony big dumb with the not showing up to E3. Y'all stupid.
Yeah.
That's just really stupid.
Sony is kind of going back to their mindset they had after the PS2, where they're like, "Hey, we're the big shit. Nothing will affect us. We can do whatever."
I can't wait for the PS5 to be absolute ass.
Yeah.
Because of that.
But anyway,
they're just getting cocky.
Remember the PS3 and how that shit barely worked at launch?
It honestly feels like they're regressing back to that point, and that's kind
of
sad.
Come on, Sony, come on. I love the PS3, but come on.
But anyway, so my pick for console generation is easily the 1X. I just think it's the best console you could possibly have at this point that isn't a Switch.
Because the Switch has got smashed, so
yeah. Let's move on. Now that we're officially done with general discussion, we can go right into the news.
Let's get right into the news.
Please bear with us, because there's so much goddamn news to talk about.
This is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be.
Okay.
I accidentally left.
Hi.
I'm a moron. Hold on. But just it's a behemoth of a week.
So after several podcasts of being basically dead in terms of news, we now have all the news at once, because it's that time of year. It's the bleed up to E3, so everything's coming out at once.
It's going to be like this because I'm pretty sure in next 2 weeks,
next podcast is E3 podcast. So
yeah, oh yeah, it is. So which means that next podcast is nothing but news.
It's nothing but E3 shit. So
yeah,
tune in then.
Yeah.
That one's probably going to be earlier too, because we usually do those like right as the conferences end. So
yeah.
But here and now, we got a lot of news to talk about. We have 21 individual stories, and some of them are related, but we have 21 individual stories to cover. So I'm going to start off with some smaller stuff and then get to the bigger stuff later on. Specifically, I'm going to start with a franchise that had a lot of news happen this past week, but a lot of it was very minor. So let's talk about Pokemon.
Oh yeah, they had their conference.
So Pokemon has had a lot of news come out this past week, but a lot of it is very minor. So I thought I'd just throw it all at the beginning, just to get it out of the way. So let's start with arguably the biggest one. Nintendo announced that they're going to have a Pokemon Sword and Shield specific Nintendo Direct next week. So
right before E3. So pretty much right before E3. We'll probably cover that during the E3 podcast because I know Sword and Shield is also going. They confirmed that there is going to be stuff on Sword and Shield at E3 anyways. So I don't know how much they're actually going to be showing at the Pokemon Direct. Because apparently it's also going to be at the E3 Direct. So
let's cover the news article first. Mm-hmm. So, article from EGM, as you can see, Nintendo has announced that it will be holding another Nintendo Direct broadcast on June 5th. This Direct will focus entirely on Pokemon Sword and Shield and will last approximately 15 minutes, according to the tweet sent out by Nintendo, which you can see right here. The tweet reads, "Tune in on June 5th at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for roughly 15 minutes of new information on Pokemon Sword and Shield for Nintendo Switch and a live-streamed Pokemon Direct presentation." The latest entry in the series is set in Galar, an expansive region where people and Pokemon work together. As announced earlier this year, Sword and Shield starter Pokemon will be the Grass-type Chimp Pokemon Grookey, the Fire-type Rabbit Pokemon Scorbunny, and the Water-type Lizard Pokemon Sobble. In addition to the Direct, Pokemon Company will be holding a Pokemon press conference, which we will be covering in just a minute. But Pokemon Sword and Shield are scheduled to release later this year for Nintendo Switch. So, now that we know that they're having both this Direct specifically for Sword and Shield and new information at the E3 Direct, what are they going to announce here?
I'm going to guess that Sword and Shield is going to be the majority of the new... the Sword and Shield is going to be the majority of it. Probably we're going to get, actual, gameplay. We got a little bit.
I'm going to assume that we're going to get more stuff about the region, probably some new Pokemon, and the one thing I expect from this Direct is probably legendaries. The one thing I expect from this Direct is probably a concrete release date.
Yeah. Probably, and if they're following the standard schedule for Pokemon that they've been following for the past 5 years, it's going to be in November.
Yeah, so
because that's usually Pokemon time, and when Pokemon games come out, other games usually run away because they don't want to fight that shit.
Because if you try to go up against Pokemon, you will get burned.
And Pokemon is like the Star Wars of fucking games, where
no, it's like the Lego Star Wars, man.
Oh shit! It's like basically if you go up against it, you're probably going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be in November though, because that's usually what happens. I'm more curious as to why are they also going to be showing stuff at the Nintendo Direct, unless they're showing the exact same things at the Nintendo Direct,
which would be dumb.
But at the same time, Nintendo has done stupider things than that.
That is true. I'm just glad that they're probably going to get most of it out of the way for this Direct, which means more focus on new games at E3, which is always a plus.
And Sword and Shield will apparently be one of Nintendo's 2 games on the booth, on the show floor at E3. Which one of them, and from what I think what they're actually doing is, I'm pretty sure, because Nintendo always does the Treehouse Live stuff.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I think Sword and Shield is probably going to be a lot of that.
It's probably going to be the first thing they cover at Treehouse. They're going to have an hour-long extended demo of it or something.
Which would be cool. I want to see how the game plays. That's going to look spectacular, I think.
So Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct for June 5th. So that's the first piece of Pokemon news we have. And then, this past week, the Pokemon Company had their company conference where they announced a bunch of new Pokemon stuff. So we're going to quickly go through all of this because it's very minor stuff. Starting with arguably the biggest announcement. Detective Pikachu is coming to Nintendo Switch. Let's read. During the Pokemon press conference last night, the Pokemon Company revealed that a follow-up to the Detective Pikachu game is in development for Nintendo Switch. This new entry will continue from the cliffhanger ending of the original game, but that's all the information we have for now. So, Detective Pikachu for Nintendo Switch, it just makes sense at this point.
Yeah, they confirmed that the ending of this game will be completely different than the ending of the movie that came out like about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen Detective Pikachu the movie, do not expect this to have the same conclusion.
Yeah.
So
this just seems like a no-brainer move, especially after the success of the movie. Like, why wouldn't they bring Detective Pikachu to Switch, right?
I have a feel like the movie made what we call the big bucks, lots of money. So it's not surprising they didn't mention if it's a sequel or a.
Well, that's the thing. This article from
remaster,
EGM claims that it's a direct follow-up, but the actual tweet from Nintendo, it's not specific whether or not it's a follow-up or a port.
I think from what I understood is that I think it might be a port with extra content.
So like a definitive edition.
Yeah. I think that's what it might be, because they never because if it was a sequel, they would probably have specified it was a sequel, but they didn't.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't be too much work to port the 3DS game over anyway.
Yeah.
They would just have to remaster it.
No, just up the graphics, maybe get better resolution, make it runs faster, and add a bunch of stuff.
So yeah, that was the first announcement of the Pokemon conference. The rest of them are very minor, so we have this one article from EGN just covering all of it. Pokemon Go Plus Plus.
I hate this fucking name.
Great name.
Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Masters were announced. Let's read. Pokemon fans have a lot to look forward to with the unveiling of 3 new projects during last night's Pokemon press conference. To start, the Pokemon Company revealed a new piece of hardware called Pokemon Go Plus Plus. This new peripheral has the same features as the original Pokemon Go Plus, but also contains an embedded accelerometer to track a user's time sleeping and send this information to their smartphone via Bluetooth. The Go Plus Plus can be used with the next announcement of Pokemon Sleep, a new mobile app that will track players' time slept and turn sleeping into entertainment. The app is scheduled to release in 2020, and more information will be shared at a later date. Finally, the Pokemon Company unveiled Pokemon Masters, a new mobile game that will bring back famous trainers from throughout Pokemon history. The game is in development at Dena for iOS and Android devices and is due to release later this year. So yeah,
can't wait till the next
a lot
Pokemon
of stuff,
game.
But a lot of minor stuff.
I can't wait till the third installment in the Pokemon mobile game series, Pokemon Therapy. You got Pokemon Go, which helps with walking, Pokemon Sleep, which helps with your sleep schedule, and Pokemon Therapy, which helps deal with your depression.
So my question is, what's the point of any of this?
Pokemon Go Plus is basically just the Pokemon better, pretty much. Even though the name is like the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard in my life. Who names something plus? Man, like, fucking whoever the marketing department of Nintendo was like, what do we call this? And it's like that meme of like all the business executives looking at like the fucking piece of paper, and then someone just adds a plus, and they're all like, and they all lose their minds.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sleep is the only one that like mostly fascinates me.
Get the fuck out of my sleep.
Because it's like, why? But also,
it seems
how?
Like, yeah, how? I'm more curious as to how this is going to work, because I like because if Pokemon Go was meant to like promote like, stay fit, yo.
Stay fit, go outside into the world.
Start walking, bitch.
Don't be a fat piece of shit.
But Pokemon Sleep, it's like,
start interacting with people.
Get a life.
But it's like, why does it need to track my sleep? And how does that translate to gameplay? Like,
I don't know, man.
Huh?
I don't know.
I just don't get it.
I don't know.
Also, did Matt, like, crash?
Probably. Matt, you still there or are you dead? Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Okay. Well.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Hi.
My internet crashed for like 30 seconds.
Yes.
My internet crashed for like 30 seconds, and it seems to be crashing again. So I might move to my phone possibly, but yeah.
All of these announcements sound kind of dumb, if I'm being perfectly honest.
And Pokemon Masters is obviously a gacha game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely a gacha game. Like, there's no way.
I might get it because I'm a gacha because I play some gacha game. I might get it, but nothing about it blew me away from the trailer. I'm like, you know what? This is just like a smart, like a standard smartphone game. To be completely honest.
This article actually does not cover the last announcement, which was Pokemon Home, which is like a central hub for all things Pokemon, connecting all the different games together into one central hub where players can basically create communities and stuff.
Honest. Yeah. That was my favorite announcement from the conference, to be completely honest.
The rest of this crap seems very unnecessary.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm curious to see how Pokemon Sleep is gonna work. But outside of that, I'm just kind of like, all right, as long as they're gonna make a lot of money from this. That's for sure.
Because Pokemon Sleep has microtransactions. Ooh boy.
Well, I mean, Go has microtransactions, so probably all of them will.
The sleep tracking app with microtransactions.
Hi, you don't have to sleep. You paid like $12 to not
every
sleep
time you
night.
breathe in your sleep, the Pokemon Company gets $1.
So
deal, and don't forget the special DLC, Oculus or fucking Pokemon Deep Sleep.
Pokemon, what if the fucking Pokemon Deep Sleep, Pokemon Pokemon Sex Dreams.
Oh god. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's get past the Pokemon news to the rest of the news. I'm going to start with the smaller stuff first. This is more so a follow-up to a story that we covered a couple podcasts ago. Konami announced the full lineup for the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which we covered, which has now been released. At the same time, they announced that they were making a Contra Anniversary Collection. We now have the full lineup of games that are going to be included. So let's quickly read.
Yeah.
The previously unveiled Contra Anniversary Collection will contain a total of 10 games Konami has announced. Here is the full lineup. Contra, Super C, Contra 3 The Alien Wars, Contra Hardcore, Contra, I assume the Game Boy one, another Contra, that's just Contra. There's like 3 games on this list that's just Contra, and nothing else. Operation C, Probotector, and Super Probotector Alien Rebels. Okay. Woo! This is weird. As with the recently released Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Konami plans to release a free update for the Contra Collection that will include the Japanese versions of 6 games, those being Contra, Super C, Contra 3, Operation C, and Hardcore. Contra Anniversary Collection is due to release this summer for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch, and will be priced at $20. So I mainly just threw this in here as a follow-up to the Castlevania story that we covered a little while back. I like Contra. Do you guys like Contra?
I like Contra. I like Contra when it's not kicking my ass.
I don't know why there's 3 games on this collection that are literally named the same thing, but I digress.
It's probably because it's probably from multiple.
Like one of them might be the game. One of them might be the Game Boy version, and one of them might be the DS version. I don't know.
Fucking the DS version, Contra 4.
Yeah, that was just named Contra.
No, it was just called Contra 4. It was called Contra 4. I'm surprised.
Well, then I don't know what that third one is.
I'm shocked that Contra 4 is not on this, by the way.
Well, probably because they don't want to deal with bringing over like handheld games. But if one of these is the Game Boy one, then that argument's moot. I don't know.
It might be.
I just threw this in here as a follow-up to the Castlevania story. But let's move on. We got some news from Suda51 and Grasshopper Manufacture.
Oh boy.
The previously Nintendo exclusive Travis Strikes Again is coming to PS4 and PC.
Oh.
Let's read. Nintendo Switch exclusive hack and slash adventure game Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes is making the jump to PS4 and PC. The announcement was made at MomoCon 2019, but release dates or details were not shared. As you can see, this tweet right here from Grasshopper themselves, we just announced that Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes will be coming to PS4 and Steam. Stay tuned for more information. The game is set several years after the events of No More Heroes 2 and sees Travis and Badman get sucked into the world of legendary game console, the Death Drive Mark II, while brawling. Travis and Badman end up teaming up to defeat the console's 6 games and bring Badman's daughter Badgirl back to life. It is currently available for the Nintendo Switch. So that's cool. I did not play this game, but I heard some very good things about it. And now that it's coming to PS4 and PC, more people are able to play it, so that's always a good thing. I mean, you should always be playing Suda51 games to begin with.
Suda51 he's one of the most unique directors on the market, game directors on the market. Definitely go check out his stuff. Mm-hmm. His stuff is always great. So,
and if you have a PS4 and PC, you'll be able to play Travis Strikes Again soon. So that's cool. Moving on, this is a very interesting piece of news because I was expecting something else related to this game before this, but I digress. Looks like we have a Spyro Reignited Trilogy leak for PC, boys.
Finally!
So, let's read. A very short article. The Taiwanese ratings board via Gematsu has put up a new listing for a PC version of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. The listing doesn't share a release date, but it does contain the game's box art, which reveals that Iron Galaxy, who helped bring the Insane Trilogy to PC, are handling the port. The trilogy includes remastered versions of Spyro 1, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Each game features improved graphics, updated controls, brand new lighting, and recreated cinematics. The trilogy is available now for Xbox One and PS4. So this is interesting because I was totally expecting a Switch port before a PC one, because those have been rumors that have been going on for months at this point. But apparently, Spyro's coming to PC, so that's interesting.
It's always the Taiwanese ratings board. It's always them.
It's always It's always like Taiwanese, or it's always some Asian country that leaks this shit.
It's like whenever Pokemon, and it's like Pokemon, and it's like, well, it's like I wonder when the next news is gonna come out, and then the day later, it's like Korokoro leaks the entire game. Yeah. It's like, okay, thank you.
Or it's Walmart, dude.
Or it's Walmart Canada, who leaks every Bethesda game ever.
But remember, thank you, Walmart Canada.
Yeah, thank you, Walmart.
Thank you, Walmart.
Thank you, Walmart.
This is interesting because I was totally expecting to hear something about a Switch port before a PC one, but it's coming to PC regardless, apparently, if this leak is true. So that's a good thing for Matt, because then he'll be able to play it.
Yeah. Oh, finally! Yes, I'm so excited. I want to play it. I love Spyro so much.
And if Josh wants to play, he can too.
You see, here's the thing. Vice and Wolfie, our game is coming out in a few days, so I'm going to be busy with that for a couple of years.
All right. Moving on, I guess. All right, let's move on right next to our next piece of news. Do you guys remember Sea of Solitude, the game that was announced at EA's Play conference last year at E3?
No.
Sea of Solitude. Oh yeah, I remember Sea of Solitude.
Matt remembers Sea of Solitude because he's a capital G gamer.
Yeah, I'm a capital G game. I remember all games, yo.
It was that cool looking indie title with the girl in a flooded Wind Waker like environment.
That was
who has to deal with her anxiety and inner demons.
I think that was my game of the show at the E3 conference last year.
You're gonna like this piece of news, Matt, because we have a release date for it.
When's it coming?
All right. Jomei Games' upcoming adventure game Sea of Solitude will be released on July 5th, 2019, so it's just over a month away.
July 5th. I'm pretty sure it's on PC, correct?
I will get to that. The game takes players on a personal journey to overcome a young woman's inner loneliness and sees them guiding protagonist Kay through a flooded landscape. While on her journey, Kay will meet various creatures and monsters, and through their stories learn why her loneliness has turned her into a monster and what it will take to become human again. Sea of Solitude centers on the essence of loneliness and tugs on the heartstrings of its players by mirroring their own reality. It's by far the most artistic and personal project I've ever created, written during a very emotional time in my life. Cornelia Geppert, CEO of Joe May Games, said, "Designing characters based on emotions was a deeply personal achievement for our team, and we're so excited for players to soon experience Kay's powerful story of self-discovery and healing. Sea of Solitude will be released for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC." So there you go. You can play this game, Matt.
See, here, I'm going to be real with you, G. I don't want a game to look into my emotions. I want to play a game so I can, like, blind my brains down.
I mean, ironically, those are the best kinds of games. So,
the thing about Sea of Solitude is that the game looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
So say what you will about EA and their shitty business practices. The EA of like the EA Originals lineup or like the indie lineup is pretty excellent. Actually.
As shitty of a company, as shitty as they treat their AAA developers, the indie developers get a lot of love from EA.
Surprisingly. Yeah, the indie lineup is excellent, and Sea of Solitude looks fantastic. I love the concept. I love the art style. And if it's as good as what they showed at E3 last year, because they showed a lot of it at E3 last year.
It was like a developer diary showing last year. They showed a lot.
They showed a lot of it, and it was one of my favorites of the show. Actually, they were pushing it hard. I'm like, yeah, this looks really great. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for it. I think.
Well, you get to play it in just over a month, so that's a good thing.
I'm excited. I'll probably pick it up actually, and then I'll get back to y'all on how good it is.
All right. Well, moving on, we have some Ubisoft news. A very brief Ubisoft news. Do you guys remember Skull and Bones?
Nope.
Oh yeah, Skull and Bones. That looked cool as shit.
Yeah. It was the game that Ubisoft announced 2 years ago at E3. It was basically the ship combat from Assassin's Creed turned into its own standalone game. Unfortunate news, Skull and Bones has been delayed. So, let's read the article. Skull and Bones, the upcoming pirate game from Ubisoft, will not meet its fiscal year 2019-2020 release window. Instead, it will now launch in a vaguer after 2019-2020 window. In an update on the game's official Twitter account, the development team stated that its focus remains on quality first, and the delay is needed to make Skull and Bones as awesome as it can be. You may have heard that the Skull and Bones release date has been pushed back, and we will not be at E3 2019, producer Carl Lu said. Rest assured that we are working as hard as ever to make sure the game is going to be as great as possible, and quality remains our number one focus. Ubisoft remains fully devoted to this exciting adventure to bring you this brand new game, and we're confident Skull and Bones is going to be amazing. The game is currently in development for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So not only do we have a delay, we also have confirmation that it will not be at E3, which I did not know.
It was at E3 last year. This is the second time it's been delayed. It was supposed to come out at the end of 2018. And then it was supposed to come into this year, but now it's going to come out sometime after March of next year. So this game has been in development for quite a while. Mm-hmm. To me, it just sounds like the game might be a while before it comes out.
And we will not see anything new this year. So,
yeah. And it looks great. Like, the game looks tons of fun. But honestly, I don't know what else would they be able to show. Like last year, the past couple years, they've shown quite a bit of it, and I'm pretty sure everyone gets like the gist of what the game is like, because it's you play as a ship, you shoot and you go hunt for treasure. That's the game.
I was honestly expecting the game to have a presence at Ubisoft's conference and have maybe a new release date set, but apparently not. It's not going to be
apparently,
at all.
I've read some things. Apparently, Ubisoft's conference is going to be mostly reveals. So,
oh, that's always good. Those are the best kind of Ubisoft conferences.
Because they actually don't. Right now, they have nothing confirmed. So the only stuff they have confirmed for E3, the only thing they only have stuff that's already out, like For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, and Division 2, are all like DLC showings and stuff. Game that they have announced since that's going to be at E3, that like new game that they announced is going to be at E3 is the new Ghost Recon. Mm-hmm. And that's it. So it's all reveals. Which means we're probably gonna get the new Assassin's Creed reveal. Probably we're gonna probably get like the new. We're gonna probably get like a couple of new IPs. Maybe we're gonna see more Beyond Good and Evil. Hopefully. Hopefully, maybe some actual gameplay for once.
There was another not really announcement. There was another a rumor story over the past week, which I didn't grab because I completely forgot about it. But apparently, one of the new Ubisoft games they're going to be showing off at E3 is a roller derby game.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, it looks
thing?
cool as hell. It sounds cool as hell if it's true.
Which is like the last thing I expect from Ubisoft. But
dude, Ubisoft like always create. Ubisoft is interesting because half the stuff they announce are like, all right, like this shit lit, and then half the stuff they announce are like, huh?
Nani?
Nani? Yeah, but then
Nani?
Anyways.
And then we're also going to get Just Dance 2020 available for the PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii. So.
Wow.
Of course.
It's gonna fucking happen. I guarantee it. Because they always do it.
Oh, yeah.
They always open at Ubisoft conference. Always opens with.
It always opens with a dance number for Just Dance, and it's like the most pointless 5 minutes of E3.
No, but we appreciate it because it's always a trip fest.
Yeah, it's always a trip fest, but it's also like the most pointless part of the entire conference. And then they announce, "Hey, Just Dance 2020 will be available tomorrow for iOS, Android, and Napster devices."
It'll be available on PS2, Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube.
You can play this game on your BlackBerry.
Console, pretty much.
But anyway, Skull and Bones has been delayed again. We won't see it at E3, but we'll hopefully hear more about it soon. Moving on, we have another news story that is a follow-up to something we covered a couple podcasts ago. Remember when we talked about the Code Vein beta and how they pushed it back?
No.
You were there for that one.
I was?
Yeah, you were. And you were like, hey, that's pretty cool. It looks cool as shit, I guess.
Code Vein? Okay.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Remember, do you remember anything that happens in your life, ever?
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Well, this is a follow-up to the story we covered a couple podcasts ago. That beta test has finally been dated. So, let's read.
Let's.
Code Vein's network test has officially begun. It started yesterday, May 30th at 8 p.m. Pacific on Xbox One and PS4. The test will be live until June 3rd at 12 a.m. Pacific and lets players create a character, play through the game's opening segment, and try out an online co-op dungeon. Sign up now for a chance to take place in the upcoming test on the official site. It's currently in development for Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and is due to release later this year. So this is just a very quick follow-up to the story we covered a couple weeks ago. Yeah, the test is happening right now. So if you go sign up for it, you could potentially still get in.
Yeah, I have a PC. I can't.
Well, it sucks to suck, doesn't it, Josh?
It does. It really does. I'll just go kill myself.
Okay, good.
All right, let me get the gun.
All right, go ahead, get the gun. Oh, he's getting the gun.
I think he's dead, dude.
This podcast immediately demonetized.
What are we talking about? Not dead just yet. Let's just make sure. All right.
All right, he's dead.
There he goes.
There he goes.
Watch him as he flies.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. So that's happening now. That's cool. Moving on.
Sounds pretty cool.
Some brief Xbox news.
I like that. I like Xbox news.
We talked about Game Pass about a month ago. We talked about Game Pass being bundled with Xbox Live in the future. But now we have confirmation from Microsoft that Game Pass is coming to PC. So let's read. Head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has announced that Microsoft will be bringing its Xbox Game Pass service to PC in the near future. The pass will offer a curated library. Excuse me.
Phil Spencer is fucking awesome.
Phil Spencer is the boy.
And that's why I said, can I just
do you want to suck his dick? It's okay. It's okay
dude,
if you do.
Honestly, he's fucking awesome.
The pass will offer a curated library of over 100 high-quality PC games on Windows 10 from well-known PC game developers and publishers such as Bethesda, Deep Silver, Devolver Digital, Paradox Interactive, Sega, and more. In addition, just with the Xbox version of the pass, all new games from Xbox Game Studios will be available in the pass the day they launch. As well as the above, subscribers will get 20% off games included in the pass and 10% off related DLC. More information will be shared during Microsoft's E3 briefing on June 9th. Microsoft also revealed that it will be bringing more than 20 Xbox Game Studios titles to Steam, starting with Gears 5 and all Age of Empires definitive editions.
I hope they put Forza on Steam, honestly.
Well, they probably will. I mean, it's an Xbox Game Studios game, so they probably will at some point. Enabling gamers to play together through cross-platform play and cross-network play across Windows 10 PCs and consoles is vitally important, Spencer said. Building communities across all of those players, regardless of the store or platform they've chosen, console or PC, is all vitally important because it helps bring players together, allows gamers to find their largest audience, and allows gaming to deliver its true potential of uniting people around the power of play. With that in mind, it is our intent to make our Xbox Game Studios PC games available in multiple stores, including our own Microsoft Store on Windows, at their launch. We believe you should have choice in where you buy your PC games.
We just talk about how awesome
Phil Spencer single-handedly saved the Xbox One and the Xbox brand.
Phil Spencer's going to show up to E3, and we're all gonna love him again.
He's gonna show up on stage, and I'm just gonna clap just because it's Phil Spencer. I don't even care if he's doing nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna see Phil Spencer. I wouldn't hear from Shane is.
No, you're gonna hear Phil Spencer's gonna get up on stage, and across the city, you're gonna hear me squeal like a schoolgirl.
That whatever that was.
Because Phil Spencer is my favorite person in the gaming industry right now. Honestly, he's
an amazing person.
He is a gift among men. We don't deserve Phil Spencer.
He's someone who actually cares about the games he makes.
Yeah. He actually cares about the brand and about the players and making sure that, gaming comes first. It's great.
We love you, Phil Spencer.
So yeah, Game Pass is coming to PC. Great news for Josh. You may finally be able to play Horizon 4.
Honestly, dude, if I can, I'll actually be really happy.
Well, that's good news then. Moving on. This is a weird story because this game hasn't been heard of for quite some time. If you guys remember, back at E3 2015, a little game was announced called Dead Island 2.
I thought that game was dead, to be completely honest with you.
I remember that
Joke's
game.
on you, Matt, because apparently it's still in development.
Are you fucking kidding?
Let's read the article. THQ Nordic confirmed in a recent presentation to investors that Dead Island 2 is still in development. Lars Wingfors, CEO of THQ Nordic, stated that the upcoming game is still being worked on at Sumo Digital and that we should stay tuned for more information. This confirmation comes after months of silence from both developer Sumo Digital and publisher Deep Silver. Last time we heard about the game was back in July of last year when Deep Silver responded to a fan on Twitter confirming that the game was still in development. Sumo Digital took over development of the sequel back in 2015 after Deep Silver parted ways with the game's original development developer Jaeger. It is currently in development for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So yeah, this game that we haven't heard anything about for 4 years that everyone thought was canceled, yeah, they're still making it.
It's probably I have a feeling it's going to be
Xbox
E3
conference.
Now. Yeah, I want to bet it's going to be there, and people are going to lose their minds because they're like, wait a minute, this game is alive?
Yeah, Xbox conference. I'm
ruined
right now.
If only I cared about Dead Island.
Right? Because I don't care.
Because I played the original Dead Island because I was excited for it when it came out, and then that's pretty much what happened.
Remember Dead Island Riptide?
No.
Yeah, it was garbage.
My hope for this one is that they make it. This is a better game than Dead Island.
Here's what they need to do. Let Dead Island 2 be the Rage 2 to this franchise. Just completely rework it from the ground up, make it goofier, more vibrant.
Well, about that, apparently Rage 2 isn't great. So
I've heard good things about it, and it looks fucking awesome.
It came out, and apparently it's just kind of Not great. So
I'm being
buggy,
real with you,
very
G.
buggy.
I forgot it. I honestly forgot it.
So
I don't know. Everything I've seen of Rage 2 has been positive, so. All they need to do is they need to make this game not take itself seriously at all, and it should be fine.
yeah, it should be.
Well, let's move on. Now we're getting into some of the big boy stuff. We got some early E3 announcements this week, starting with this one, which is quite a biggie. Square Enix's Avengers game will be revealed at E3. Finally.
Cool.
Finally.
Let's read the article. Square Enix will officially reveal its Avengers game, now titled Marvel's Avengers, during its E3 show in June. The game was first announced back in 2017 and is in development at Tomb Raider developer Crystal Dynamics with help from Eidos Montreal. The only other things we know about the game is that it will feature all the characters, environments, and iconic moments that have thrilled longtime fans of the franchise, as well as a completely original story. Square Enix's E3 show will take place on Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the official Avengers account tweeted this out. Tune into Square Enix Live E3 2019 for the worldwide reveal of Marvel's Avengers. Shortly after, Jeff Keighley tweeted about it. So, it's finally coming. We're finally going to see it after
it was announced.
so
When
many
was it
years.
announced? Like fucking 2018, early 2018, like January 2018 was this announced?
Well, it said in the article, if you were listening, it was announced in 2017, Matt.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I just said that. But yeah, we're finally going to get a full reveal for this game and see what it actually is. I know Matt could ramble about this forever, but we're going to keep this brief. What do you expect from this?
All I know is that from what I've read, because I'm very excited for this game, because I love the team behind this. Crystal Dynamics doing an Avengers game, yes, please. The only stuff we know is that it's going to have up to 4-player co-op at all times. It's got full hero customization.
Yeah, you can create your own character.
Create your own character, and apparently it's I think it's ongoing. I think they mentioned something like it's like ongoing single player, which I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but sounds cool. I hope this is what what I hope is you get to create your own adventure.
Well, that's probably it's going to be. You're going to get to create your own Avenger and then team up with the actual Avengers in the story.
I want to create my own Avenger and team. This might take place in the same this might be taking place in the same universe as Spider-Man the PS4. Like that's the big that's what they've been hinting at. Which if it does, then we might have something special here, boys. That's the big thing. Is it in the same universe as Insomniac Spider-Man game?
Well, they announced before that game came out that this was the start of a Marvel Games universe, so it just makes sense that it would, right?
Yeah, and the whole well, because like Crystal Dynamics, this is not the only Marvel game that Square and Crystal Dynamics are doing. Apparently, after this, they're going to be doing a bunch of solo titles too. Like apparently, for what the rumors are saying, apparently they're working on a Guardians game as well. So I have a feeling that Marvel saw like, hey, it worked so well for movies. Let's do it with games. Let's do a Marvel's gaming universe or whatever. Spider-Man
PS4 was phenomenal. So
imagine all of them as like holy shit.
Yeah, all of these games with the same quality as Spider-Man PS4. Like,
yeah. that sounds amazing.
That sounds like it gonna make me come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we'll get more at it. We're gonna get more at E3.
We're gonna get more at E3. We're gonna see more at Square's conference. So, just over a week until then.
Yaga.
So let's move on. the other big E3, but not really E3 announcement, was a little indie game. I don't know, it's pretty underground. I don't know if you've heard of it. Death Stranding.
Oh yeah,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, what the fuck is this game? It's very underground, very niche. We got a new trailer for Death Stranding, and we finally have a release date. So let's read the article. Death Stranding, the latest game from Hideo Kojima, will be available on PlayStation 4 on November 8th, 2019. The game sees Norman Reedus' character of Sam Bridges traversing a ravaged America in an attempt to save mankind from extinction. Mysterious explosions have set off a series of supernatural events known as Death Stranding, resulting in spectral creatures appearing. Sam must now try and reconnect a fractured society. People have created walls and become accustomed to living in isolation, Hideo Kojima said. Death Stranding is a completely new type of action game where the goal of the player is to reconnect isolated cities and a fragmented society. It is created so that all elements, including the story and gameplay, are bound together by the theme of the strand, or connection. As Sam Porter Bridges, you will attempt to bridge the divides in society, and in doing so, create new bonds or strands with other players around the globe. Through your experience playing the game, I hope you'll come to understand the true importance of forging connections with others. You might not understand what the fuck's going on, but you might understand the true power of friendship.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to the release date, a new trailer has been released for the game that shows off exploration and combat and sheds a little more light on the story. Sony also unveiled several editions of the game, including Special, Digital Deluxe, and Collector's Editions. The Special Edition is priced at $69.99 American and includes a steelbook case, gold Ludens mask sunglasses, a music album digital download, and a making-of video. While the Digital Deluxe Edition costs $79.99 American and features everything found in the Special Edition, as well as the following: Gold Power Skeleton, enhance Sam's ability to handle heavy cargo. Gold All-Terrain Skeleton, enhance Sam's ability to balance himself on uneven terrain.
Oh, yeah.
Gold Armor Plate Level 2, stronger protection for Sam against falls, gunfire, and more. The final special edition is the Collector's Edition for $200 American. Players will get everything in the previous two editions, plus a life-sized BB pod statue, a Bridges cargo case, and Ludens keychain. Finally, there's some bonus in-game items for pre-ordering, blah, 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 blah. If you spend $200 on this game, you get a baby in a jar, and that's all I really care about.
You get a live baby.
So this article links the trailer. I'm gonna play it in the background with no sound, but I love how so many games nowadays get announced years in advance, nowhere close to release, and we hear nothing about them. Yet Hideo Kojima makes a game, shows off several hours of gameplay, and we still have no idea what this fucking game is.
No, I have a feeling that the game will come out, we'll play it extensively, 100% it, and still have no idea what it is. Like, I am fully convinced that
people are going to beat it, and they're just going to be like, what?
This is the equivalent of a David Lynch movie. What does it mean? Was
it good? Yeah.
The only thing I've seen from this trailer is Norman Reedus running around in a field with 3 dudes in hazmat suits beating the shit out of him with sticks. That's all I've seen from this trailer.
Nice.
It's like that meme from it's like that JoJo meme of like the fucking the 3 guys just beating the shit out of the other guy, but with sticks.
And the other thing I haven't seen from this trailer, but I've heard that Norman Reedus plugs directly into the baby and gets transported back to World War I.
Yeah, he does, dude.
No. Why is Kojima allowed to make games?
I don't know, man.
Just Kojima Unleashed. He no longer has Konami on his back, so he's like, fuck it.
Yeah. He's got the full support of Sony backing him up, so he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go all out with this shit.
I'm excited for people's reactions to this, because this is going to be like the game that's going to be like debated for like the next like decade. People are going to be like, Kojima, what's this game about? He's just going to look at them, shrugs.
Oh, I love how you can just...
What?
I'm watching the trailer as we're talking about this. Norman Reedus just pulls a ladder out of his backpack. It grows like 30 feet, and then he climbs up a mountain with it.
Yeah.
Gameplay feature: build a ladder.
Build a ladder. Fucking. It's considered an action game, but it's only considered an action game because apparently, according to Kojima, this genre doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So
it's a new genre created by Kojima.
Yeah. Wow. And also, the director of Drive plays a character in this game. Nicholas Winding Ren. So finally, somebody is more pretentious than Kojima in a Kojima game.
All right, Matt. All right, cool your jets there, bud.
But I'm excited for this game. Apparently, it's coming to PC like after a timed PS4 exclusive release, so I can actually play it.
Oh, here come the hazmat dudes. Oh, they're chasing Norman Reedus in their truck. Oh, they got their fucking glowy sticks. They're trying to beat the... Oh my god, they're tasers too? Holy shit. They're trying to beat the shit out of this man. He's just getting chased by these fucking monsters and gas dudes.
He's Norman Reedus is a porter, and his name is fucking Porter.
And oh my god, fucking he's beating the shit out of them with their own briefcase. And he stole their bike. Oh my god, this game's gonna be incredible. Like, this could be the worst game ever made, and I will still give it a 10 out of 10. Oh boy. So yeah, we got Death Stranding's finally coming in November. I can't wait to be hopelessly confused. Oh, is this where he plugs into the baby? Oh, here we fucking go. I'm not going on to the next piece of news until I see him transported back to World War I. Where is it? He just literally plugs like a USB cable into the baby. Anyway, Death Stranding's coming in November. That's cool. Let's move on. So this is another follow-up story from something we covered a little while ago. A couple podcasts ago, we covered the announcement of the Sony's next console, presumably the PS5, and the specs that came with it. We now have video footage of loading time comparison between the currently released PS4 Pro and this new generation system. So, let's read.
Yeah,
Wall Street Journal's Takashi Mochizuka has posted a video on Twitter that shows a performance comparison between the PS4 Pro and Sony's next generation console. The demo appears to be the one shown last month to Wired and compares the loading times of Marvel's Spider-Man running on Sony's current gen console and its next gen offering. As you can see in the video below, which I will play in a minute, the PlayStation 4 Pro loads the game in just over 8 seconds, while the next generation hardware cuts this time down to less than 1. The video also shows the improvements made to level streaming. As the camera quickly moves through the streets of New York on the PlayStation 4 Pro, we see buildings and textures popping in as the game freezes, while the next generation console seamlessly loads everything in at much faster speeds. So, I'm going to play this video in the background. As you can see right here, they use Spider-Man PS4 as a demo. The PS4 Pro loads the game in just over 8 seconds, where the next generation hardware loads it in 0.83. And that's kind of ridiculous.
You guys are getting closer to the beloved Master Race. Nice.
I will never be Master Race, but if consoles can become PCs that aren't PCs, then I'm fine with that.
Well, what we're doing is we're getting closer to the singularity, which means we're closer to Skynet, which is not a good thing. So they need to stop while they're ahead, but they're never going to stop because money.
Yeah. And currently in the video, they're showing some stuff from Spider-Man PS4, where the camera zooms quickly through the streets of New York. On PS4 Pro, textures are popping in left and right. It's freezing every second or two. Compared to the next generation hardware, which loads the entire clip in one go with no freezes and no pop-in. So, good tech demo.
Nice.
If you wanted to display just how much more powerful it is. We won't obviously see the actual hardware in action until we see some actual games built from the ground up on it.
Yeah.
But so far, it's a pretty impressive demo.
Well, also, here's the big thing, too, is Spider-Man was also made on PS4, so it's extremely optimized.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see I'm looking forward to see a third-party game being demoed on it, because that'll give us a really good way of seeing just how capable it really is.
Yeah. As previously revealed during last month's Wired exclusive, the next-gen console will come loaded with a solid-state drive, a CPU based on the third generation of Ryzen chips, and a GPU that supports ray tracing in up to 8K. The upcoming console will also reportedly be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4.
See, my big thing is, if they're getting ray tracing in this, the problem is it's going to be expensive.
Oh, probably.
Because right now, the cheapest RTX graphics card is $500, I think, right now. Let me check. An RTX.
So I assume this. I don't see this console being any less than $500. It will probably be $600 minimum.
Because third generation Ryzen processors, which aren't even out yet, and then RTX ray tracing. If anything, it's going to have very, very mild ray tracing. Like, we're talking about the lowest settings. Because, like I said, ray tracing is very new and very expensive.
Yeah.
There we go. Cheapest ray tracing card is about $500.
Well, apparently this new PlayStation has one, so...
Like I said, it's probably a more cut-down version.
It's like...
You can easily get a few ray tracing cores in there and just...
The thing that gets me about this is that it apparently can support up to 8K.
Yeah,
That's very unnecessary, because 4K isn't even industry standard at this point.
I will be real with you, I don't believe that I can do it to 8K.
No.
Most PCs can't even do 8K yet.
If you could have... it's cool to have, but it seems very unnecessary. Like, if you just tried to aim for native 4K, that would have been more than enough.
Yes.
It seems like they're trying to go overkill a little bit in some aspects to try and beat Microsoft, because apparently the reported next Xbox is even more powerful than this, so...
This is going to cause... this is going to be a mess.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, the whole point of the console is to be a value-priced way of playing a game.
Yeah.
We can all admit, PCs are expensive as fuck, but if you start putting PC-grade components into your consoles...
The prices are just going to keep going up and up.
Yeah.
It's also a reason why I've been calling this for years. This is... I think... because I personally... Signs have been here for quite a while. I think another gaming crash is... and I've been thinking this for quite a while.
Yeah.
And just hearing the fact that, right now they want to that both Microsoft busy out here just trying to up each other. It's like, hey, I have better performance. No, I have better performance. No,
here's the thing. It's
gonna blow up.
This entire generation hasn't even started, and it's just a giant dick measuring contest.
Which is a problem. It's annoying, and it's annoying to me, especially when you start focusing so much on graphic, technical, on technicals. You start to lose out on the actual games themselves.
I'm especially worried, how expensive. I have a bad feeling we'll get to a point where a console will be $1,000, and people will be like, at least you can do this. And I'm saying they're like, well, no. I mean,
yeah,
it's $1,000.
Graphics are nice and all, but if you're going to spend $1,000, get a PC, you fucking idiot.
You can do more than just play games. You can also it's a PC.
You can do everything. Why do you think I'm so supportive and an advocate of PC?
Well, yeah, I get it. The way the industry is going, we're getting closer and closer to consoles just basically being glorified PCs. So
yeah, it's just not looking good, man.
But yeah, that was the news from that. Hopefully, we'll be able to see more of that in the near future. Let's move on to the Call of Duty news, which is actually more than what you guys think.
We got quite a bit.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to cover is not this year's COD, which was just announced, but next year's COD, because reportedly, COD 2020 is a shambling mess of a production right now.
Wait, is it Sledgehammer?
I'm going to get into it. 2020's Call of Duty game is reportedly being developed by Treyarch, not Sledgehammer Games.
Oh no.
So, let's read.
Come on, Treyarch boys, you're like the best.
Next year's Call of Duty game will be developed by Treyarch instead of Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software, according to a report. For the last several years, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer Games have taken its turns to develop an entry in the series, with Raven Software offering support. However, Activision had reportedly switched things up for 2020 by assigning support studio Raven Software as the lead developer on an entry set in the Cold War, with Sledgehammer Games assisting. This recently changed, according to Kotaku, with Treyarch replacing Raven as the lead developer on the game due to tension between Sledgehammer and Raven. Two people familiar with the project described it as a mess to the site. Both Raven and Sledgehammer will now support Treyarch in development of 2020's title. As for what next year's entry will be, Kotaku reports that Treyarch will be working on Black Ops 5. The work has already been done by Raven and Sledgehammer, and it will reportedly be repackaged as a single-player campaign for the game set in the Cold War. So apparently, next year's game is nowhere close to being out or even being announced, and it's already a huge mess.
Not surprised. COD goes through cycles of having great productions and then messy productions. Usually messy. Even the ones that even the COD games that end up being good usually have messy productions. Go beat up post production. That thing was a shit show.
So apparently, the reports claim that there's tension between Sledgehammer and Raven, and this led to Treyarch taking over the project. So there's developer quarry. Like, there's in-house fighting between the developers. Like,
me that Raven Studio sounds like it was hired by fucking Activision themselves.
Well, Raven has been a supporting developer on the COD games for years at this point.
Yeah,
they're mostly on the multiplayer side of things.
Who wants to bet that Sledgehammer wanted to do something I didn't like? Because Sledgehammer's last game was World War II, right?
Yes.
So, this one's supposed to take place in the Cold War, reportedly, like you said.
So, like Black Ops era, like original Black Ops era stuff.
Like, yeah. Who wants to bet that originally this was going to be a sequel to World War? Or at least like never. But whatever the fuck happened, that ain't happening anymore because. I don't know. Something happened in development between Sledgehammer. Something happened with Sledgehammer. I don't know what.
Disappointing, man.
And because Treyarch right now is busy they're gonna have to split their things in two because they're still supporting Black Ops 4 right now. They're still adding maps. They're still adding guns. They're still adding like new modes and stuff all the time for that. So like I don't know. So they're gonna have to split their team in half pretty much. While one half works on continuing to support Black Ops 4. The other team is busy working on this shamble of a game that Sledgehammer decided to stop working on.
Yeah.
So,
Josh, how do you feel about this news?
This is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like when it gets to the point where there's fucking infighting, like okay.
First off, you're working on like oh my god. Call of Duty already is a dying franchise. Hopefully Modern Warfare can bring some light back into it, but that's a different story. But the fact that there's already infighting for a game that's coming out in 2 years, it's a bad sign. Like, this is a really bad sign, and I do not know about this.
Yeah, the thing that got me about this was that apparently now they're just making Black Ops 5. And it's like, is Treyarch just doomed to work on Black Ops forever?
I think it's like how Infinity Ward is now probably doomed to work on Modern Warfare forever.
Yeah, because the games they tried after Modern Warfare didn't work.
Even though I'd argue Infinite Warfare was actually good and people were only mad at it.
It was a very good one. It was one of the better ones recently.
I will defend Infinite Warfare till the end of time. I actually think Infinite Warfare was awesome, and I will die on that hill.
I think people were just sick and tired of the future.
Which makes no sense to me, because to me that's the best Call of Duty has been.
Considering that Infinite Warfare, I'd argue that Infinite Warfare was like, it was different. It was different enough to be like, because it was so far in the future, it was different enough
Like,
from other Call of Duty games.
It was a choose your own adventure space opera. Like,
yeah, and it has one of my favorite campaigns in the entire Call of Duty series.
Yeah,
that campaign is excellent. Like,
and it's got side quests, it's got multiple branching paths, it's got space battles. Like,
yeah, like, it's cool as hell. It's more interesting than Advanced Warfare, which was like boring McBoring.
I actually Advanced Warfare was the game that got me interested in COD again.
I have some. It's the game's good, but it's basically Modern Warfare, but with
booster packs. Yeah, I get you.
With booster packs.
I haven't played any of those games for a long.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you wanted to say, Josh?
Long.
Yeah. It's the last COD I played. Like,
don't say Black Ops 2.
Because Black Ops 3 is great, and you should play Black Ops 3.
I think probably I played a bit of Black Ops 3 because that was actually pretty good.
Black Ops 3 is one of the better ones.
See, I played Black Ops 3 for zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Black Ops 3 zombies is fucking weird as shit.
Well, you know what? The reason why I played it for zombies is because modded. The modded zombies on Black Ops 3 is really good. Like, the people out there make some really good maps. I'm gonna be real edgy. That's why I still fucking play World at War, dude.
Yeah, I still do too.
Because the custom maps are nasty.
Yeah. But yeah, Call of Duty 2020 is already looking like a fucking disaster.
Let's hope Modern Warfare is good.
Well, yeah, let's go to the good news, which we got just yesterday as of this recording. So it's been rumored for weeks at this point that the new Call of Duty game for 2019 was going to be Modern Warfare 4. Now we have official confirmation that it is in fact Modern Warfare, but not the game that we originally thought. So let's read the article. This year's Call of Duty from Infinity Ward will be a reimagining of the Modern Warfare series, simply titled Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare will feature an emotionally charged and intense campaign that will focus on the changing nature of modern war, according to the publisher. Players will take on the role of a Tier 1 operator and fight alongside a diverse cast of special forces and freedom fighters in a number of operations set throughout various European cities and the Middle East. This latest entry will also feature classic multiplayer modes and a collection of cooperative elite operations. Activision is keeping relatively quiet about Modern Warfare's multiplayer offerings, but did promise that the game will offer a unified narrative experience and progression across the entire game, including single-player campaign, online multiplayer, and co-op experiences. Call of Duty Modern Warfare launches on October 25th, 2019 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. I'm going to play the reveal trailer in the background here. Who knew that all it took was going back to the original team with the best series to make me care about Call of Duty again? Because I watched this trailer, and oh my god, it has no right looking this good.
God damn, it got me back to that old Modern Warfare 2 hype. I was like, oh, fuck, man.
Like, I watched this trailer, and it gave me intense COD 4 flashbacks, which is exactly what I wanted. Matt, on the other hand, is a little more mixed on the reveal. Matt, why don't you tell us how you feel?
I think I should be more excited for this. I feel like I should, because Modern Warfare is like Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite COD game.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should be more excited for this, but I'm not. And it's not that the trailer wasn't good. It's a good trailer. But I have a couple of gripes. I don't know. I think the idea of doing a reboot of Modern Warfare is kind of a stupid decision, considering that, all right, so they confirmed that Price is in it and there's a lot of characters in it, but it's not a sequel. It is not. It's not a sequel. It is in a reconnected narrative where the events of previous Modern Warfare timeline have not occurred, so it's a complete reboot.
So there's no soap, nothing with
Yeah.
Zakaya.
Only price. Which one? Bring back Soap, please. Because he's the best character. He's my favorite character from.
Remember when Soap went from the player character to like a mentor character in Modern Warfare 2, and it was great.
Yeah, and then he died in 3, and I cried.
Here's the thing, though. What if they bring Ghost back because of this?
I don't know. That's kind of. That's a little out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I should be more excited for this. I've been reading some things about what they want to do with this, and I'm very, very, very concerned. Sounds like to me that Modern Warfare, this new one specifically, is shock factor the game. Because there's some reports coming out about some of the stuff that's going to happen in the game, and I'm like, is Call of Duty the right series to put a level where you play as a child soldier killing people? Like,
probably not.
Is it? I don't like. I don't
think it is.
I don't know.
COD has always relied on that shock factor.
Yeah, but COD also doesn't have the narrative nuance to properly expand
narrative nuance, and there's a reason why a lot of Call of Duty fans are fucking morons. So I think it's because it's one of those things where like Call of Duty, this is the same franchise that tries to take itself seriously, and then you go online and you have a 12-year-old kid calling you the N-word 20 times. So like I don't think
online though, dude.
Fucking exactly, because Call of Duty appeals to like because if you're going to, I'd say like if they're gonna do that, just not do the multiplayer. Just don't put multiplayer in it. But
but we can't have a AAA shooter in 2019 without multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly. So like I just don't know if they have. I don't know if they have the maturity to pull it off. If they do have the maturity to pull it off, then go for it. I'm all for it. If they want to do it like smartly, like I will defend the no Russian mission from Modern Warfare 2 as a brilliant piece of. It's not just as not just like genuinely emotionally affecting, but a great piece of like political commentary.
It's like socio-political commentary.
Yeah, great. It's excellent. If it's like that, then I'm fine with it. I don't know though, because it's Infinity Ward. It's the same team, but different writers. So that's the only. It's new writers, new. It's basically it's the same team. It's the same like developing team, but in terms of the writers, it's a brand new like writing staff. Mm-hmm. I believe they also wrote Infinite Warfare. So
that's a good sign then.
That is a good sign. Infinite Warfare's campaign was excellent. So I think it should be also the trailer didn't show enough gameplay to me. That's probably what.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
That's probably why I'm more muted on this than I should be, because I saw a little bit of the gameplay. I'm like, okay, it looks pretty great, and they only showed like 20 seconds of it, and the rest of it's like. So I'm like,
yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Just to me, when I watched the trailer, it gave me not only it felt like a perfect mix between COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. So that's mainly the reason why I'm hyped, because it brought those feelings back tenfold. And honestly, that's all I could have asked for with a new Modern Warfare. Just make it feel like the old ones, and you're good. I'm gonna buy this fucking game.
For me, I hope they keep I hope they do something like a mix of Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer, because that's what I like about COD is multiplayer. Mm-hmm. That's what I've always came to COD for, was multiplayer, and if they do what they did MW2 and Modern Warfare, man, I'll cry. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I will cry manly tears.
So that's the reveal announcement, but we got more details afterwards. As you can see, I brought up this article from Polygon. Call of Duty Modern Warfare will have console PC crossplay and will not have a season pass.
Ooh.
So let's read.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Infinity Ward's reimagining of its modern military shooter franchise, will have two very big changes. This year's game will feature cross-play support for multiplayer on PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One, and won't have a traditional season pass. With the launch of Modern Warfare, the team is taking steps to unite the community, Infinity Ward said in a statement. First, the team plans for Modern Warfare to be played together across PC and console through cross-play support. Also, the team is eliminating the traditional season pass so that they can deliver more free maps and content as well as post-launch events to all players. While cross-platforming multiplayer has become increasingly common thanks to games like Rocket League, Fortnite, and Dauntless, a franchise like Call of Duty adopting multi-platform play is a major milestone for competitive gaming. Activision has long supplemented the Call of Duty games with a paid season pass, which has typically cost around $50 US, and usually offers exclusive early access to one console platform, originally Xbox, more recently PlayStation. Despite cross-platform play and hopes to unite the community with post-release content, it looks like there will still be platform exclusives. A version of the game's reveal trailer reveals that new content will come first to PlayStation 4. Activision didn't say how it will supplement the lack of a season pass with some other form of monetization, but Call of Duty games have long had other forms of microtransactions for players to spend their money on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare will be released on October 25th.
So pretty much the same release date as every other COD game.
Yeah. So they are... I'm very happy about this. They are implementing better business models with this COD game. No season pass, cross-platform play. This is a good sign for me, because it seems like they're actually taking these kinds of things into consideration, not so much for money's sake, but for the players. Because if they're going to release free content updates with new maps, while also being able to let you play with people across all different types of consoles and PC, honestly, that's a win-win in my book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we all agree on that, because I thought one of you was going to be like, I don't know about this.
Cross-platform is awesome because that means I can actually play with my friends.
Yeah, like if we all get the game, we could all play together.
Yeah, COD. Yeah, fucking. I haven't picked up COD since fucking. When was the last COD game? God.
The last COD game I bought was Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 2.
I think it was actually Infinite Warfare. I didn't pick up World War II. I heard World War II was good. And then I didn't pick up Black Ops 4, even though I heard that was good. If
you like battle royale shit,
which is funny because apparently it's like one of the best battle royales in the market. So like there's that.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that Call of Duty would actually put out a really good battle royale game? Yeah.
So I'm very pleased to hear this news. I'm glad that they're finally adopting some better business practices.
Until next year.
Yeah, until next year when they'll fuck it up again, probably.
The mess of production that Treyarch's game is.
Yeah, but that's all the COD news we have.
It's nice that they're actually listening to it.
Yeah, that's all the COD news we have. So let's move on. We're almost at the end here. I saved the biggest announcements for last. Starting off, we have an article from Gematsu. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this man. He's pretty underground, all things considered. Have you heard of the man called George R.R. Martin?
Yes, I have for sure.
Well, did you know that he's reportedly consulted on a video game coming out of Japan?
Oh, I knew that. I've known this, yeah.
All right, let's read.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know who he is now.
Okay, A Song of Fire and Ice writer George R.R. Martin has consulted on a video game being developed in Japan, the novelist said in a blog post. Back in March, YouTube channel Spawnwave, go subscribe to Spawnwave, very good channel, published a video discussing a rumor regarding the next project from Dark Souls and Bloodborne developer From Software, which stated it is an open-world title on which George R.R. Martin is one of the lead writers, with various kingdoms to visit and abilities to obtain from killing the leaders of said kingdoms. A person familiar with ongoings from Software has told Gematsu that the project, said to be known internally as GR, and in development for the past 3 years, is an open-world title with horse riding, and collaboration between Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin being published by Bandai Namco, which will be officially announced at Microsoft's E3 2019 press conference. While we have not been able to verify this information through additional sources, we have decided to share what we have heard in light of R.R. Martin's blog post. So, big if true is all I can say about this.
Big if true. As a massive Game of Thrones fan, I am very excited for this. I would love to see a From Software game done with the tone of something like Game of Thrones. I think that would be very unique compared to the other games. Because unlike you have your Dark Souls, which is like your dark fantasies with zombies and weird creepy shit. Then you get your Bloodborne, which is your Lovecraft horrors, and then you get Sekiro, which is I don't know what the fuck Sekiro.
Sekiro is like classic samurai movie.
Yeah, classic samurai. Imagine like a more instead of like darker fantasy, you get like a realistic like high fantasy with dragons and shit,
like a Lord of the Rings style kind of.
Hey, yeah, there's dragons and
maybe a little bit more realistic than Lord of the Rings. Like fucking, I'd say that's Game of Thrones is basically like Lord of the Rings, but if Lord of the Rings like happened in real life, pretty much. Like something along those lines, I would love that. That sounds fucking fantastic. Will we see it at E3? Probably not.
Some good shit.
Yeah, it's some good shit.
And like, this is just a report, but there's a lot of details in here. Like, it's apparently a collaboration between Miyazaki and RR himself. It's being published by Bandai. It's an open world title. It's reportedly being going to be revealed at the Xbox conference. Like, there's a lot of details here.
What if it's actually just a Game of Thrones game from
I
software?
don't know if they would go that far. Like, I feel like it would be Game of Thrones-esque, maybe not entirely a Game of Thrones game.
If it is a Game of Thrones game,
but if it is,
cool.
I mean, I'll eat my fucking shoe.
You heard it here, folks, on the podcast. If it's a Game of Thrones game, he'll eat his shoe.
I'll eat my goddamn shoe.
Like how I'll eat my pants if they announce the Time Splitters 3. What? 3? 4? Whatever. Same thing.
So basically, we're just going to be eating articles of clothing on the E3 podcast.
Pretty much, because we all know this is going to happen. Now that we've said it.
And I mean, it makes sense that it would be revealed at the Xbox conference because they had the world reveal trailer for Sekiro.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much.
I'm just waiting for the Smash Ultimate character reveals.
I don't think we're gonna get. I think we could get one at E3. I would bet. Actually, no. They said Smash is not going to be at E3.
Oh well. Okay. Fuck it.
Smash is Smash going to be at E3? I need to double check.
I don't
this.
know.
Hold on.
I assume so, but that's not what we're talking about, guys.
Because there's still 5 characters. Isn't there still 5 characters left to announce?
4.
Nope. Smash is going to be at E3. I'm dumb. Smash is at E3.
All right. Well, back to what we were talking about.
Splatoon 2 apparently as well.
Back to what we were actually talking about, guys. This George R. R. Martin thing's cool shit, isn't it?
It is cool as fuck.
I mean, if it's a From Software game, it's got George R. R. Martin working on it. Like, how could it not?
And Shane doesn't even watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
he doesn't even read Game of Thrones.
I don't even care about Game of Thrones.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
But I hear George R. R. Martin, and I'm like, I know he's a great writer, so I have faith. And if it's From Software developing it, like, of course, I'm gonna buy it. But yeah, that's all we've heard about this. Well, we'll obviously have a follow-up at E3. If this isn't, in fact, an actual thing that gets revealed. So, tune into the E3 podcast to see if it's big if true. Moving on. So, let's talk about Mario Maker, which is not so great news. Last podcast, we did it a little early, so we only got the announcement of the Direct. The Direct happened, and they showed off a lot of cool shit. A lot of new themes, a lot of new items, 4-player co-op on all courses. There was a lot of cool shit that they revealed at the Mario Maker Direct. However, over the past week, there have been several hands-on sessions with people in the industry, and a lot of the news coming out of it is not very good. So, I have this article from Eurogamer basically covering everything. So let's read. Nintendo's Mario Maker sequel might add a bunch of new things to the Mushroom Kingdom creation station, but a couple of omissions have upset fans. For starters, there has been massive criticism of the fact that the game does not include the option to play online multiplayer with your friends. Online multiplayer is new to Super Mario Maker 2, and the footage of it during the recent Nintendo Direct for the game was warmly received. Fans assumed, though it was never stated, that they would be able to play online with friends, but this is not the case. At this week's round of preview events for the game, a spokesperson told Nintendo World Report, "You are limited to online play with randoms." And I have a quote on my phone from another article directly from Nintendo. About this. Nintendo's reasoning for not offering online play with your friends is that with global leaderboards, the matchmaking for competitive play would be compromised if you could play with friends. That limitation also extends to co-op play as well, despite those modes not being leaderboard driven. So you can't play with your friends because leaderboards.
You can't play with your friends because Nintendo doesn't want. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's because Nintendo doesn't want like dumbass on the shit on their online, which is always what it is. It's why they don't allow voice chat in any of their online.
But here's the thing, Matt. Mm-hmm. If you're playing pre-made courses, what dumb shit could you possibly do with co-op?
I don't know. Nintendo just doesn't understand online. I like it.
Like, if this turns out to be true, that they're limiting co-op play because they don't want the leaderboards to be broken, a lot of people have said, hey, why don't you just offer a multiplayer mode online where you can play with your friends, but disable the leaderboards? Like, it's literally like a switch you can flip. It's not a hard fix. I don't think Nintendo cares. Just doesn't understand online. And every new game they have that supports online it drives home how much they don't understand online multiplayer.
I have a feeling they do understand, they just don't care. Because they know they're going to make like $1 billion.
Japanese businessmen.
No, because they're going to make $1 billion anyways. So why should they care? So why should we care? Because everyone's going to buy it anyways, and they're kind of right. Everyone is going to buy Mario Maker 2 anyways. Mm-hmm. So this is not going to change unless everyone just stops buying Nintendo games, which isn't going to happen because as much as we like to say it, that when people say, "Oh, I'm not buying this anymore," and then day one happens and they have like 5 copies. Mm-hmm. So that's always what happens.
Let's continue with the article before we get more into detail with it. Fans have asked for an option for friend-only play to not count towards leaderboards if this is the issue, or for separate leaderboards dedicated to play with friends. The second issue is one that caught me off guard, as well as a lot of other people. Fans are upset at the sequel's lack of amiibo support, which has officially been confirmed by Nintendo. This game will have 0 support for amiibos. So all those cool Mystery Mushroom amiibo costumes you could have in the first game, yeah, those are completely gone now. They're all gone. You can't do anything with amiibos. That's really dumb. Mm-hmm. Because...
that's weird.
The entirety of the original Super Mario Bros. Style in the first game was to make cool character-themed courses because of those amiibo costumes. And now that they're gone, it's like, well, that's a shame. Now all these courses in Super Mario Bros. 1 are going to be a lot less creative, I guess. And it's
unless they're planning to add them in via DLC or something like that.
Well, that's the thing. Some people have said that they could add them in a future update, but it's one of those things where the first game had those right off the bat. So the fact that they're not here is really suspect, you know? And it's like, why? With a big first-party Nintendo game, why would you not have amiibo support? Even the ones that don't matter have amiibo support. So something like Mario Maker, where a lot of the cool shit from the first game was based on the amiibos, why would you take that out, is my question. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's everything about Mario Maker 2. You can't play online with friends because leaderboards, and there's no amiibo support for God knows what reason. What do you guys think about this?
That's stupid.
That's pretty much it's just stupid.
You're stupid.
Well, that was a lot less detailed than I thought.
Well, I mean, like, what else are you supposed to say to that? Like, what else are we supposed to say to that other than it's stupid? Like there's no reason why you can't have a boy. Like, I think Amiibo support. Like, I have no issue with Mario Maker itself. Like, the game looks fucking fantastic, but like, I don't even. I have one Amiibo, and it's a Link Amiibo. I want to play as Link, dude, in my Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm. It's just.
Can I play as Yarn Yoshi?
Yes. It's just one of those things where they created like infinite amounts of hype for this game, coming off the cups of that direct, and then one little announcement completely killed all of it. Because everyone on Twitter is like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And I don't necessarily disagree with it, because it's a very stupid decision for really arbitrary reasons.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's big dumb.
Yeah. Again, it's not going to affect sales. This game's going to sell like gangbusters, so who fucking cares? But it's still worth mentioning. Like,
yeah,
this is kind of dumb, and, maybe they should try to do better. But
yeah. As long as people keep buying them, though, it's not going to change. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, because Nintendo knows how to market its game. When the Nintendo Direct happens and we see another part of the game, everyone's going to forget about this.
Yeah.
Just
like,
watch.
Shit, ropes? Sign me the fuck up.
No. They're going to see the trailer and be like, wait a minute, you can play as Waluigi?
Sign me up.
I actually heard...
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Mark my fucking words.
I actually heard, which kind of makes a little bit of sense, that the reason that they took out Amiibo support was because they wanted to focus more on the 4 different playable characters for co-op, which makes sense in some aspect, but at the same time, that's 4 characters, and you're not always going to be playing with friends. Well, you can't play with friends, but you're not always going to be playing online with other people. Like,
there's 4 characters. Why just have them all as Amiibos?
Yeah. It makes no sense why they would take out all of these possibilities for level making, because they decided to put co-op in it. Like, it makes sense to a certain extent, but it's also pretty dumb.
What they gotta do is people are gonna forget about when the Nintendo Direct happens and they inevitably a character that they didn't expect it to be playable to go, everyone's gonna forget about this.
Oh shit,
so, like,
Birdo! Let's fucking go!
Nintendo fans are the most predictable, like, set of people, because they'll bitch and whine about, like, one thing in the game. They'll see an announcement about something else in that game, and immediately, suddenly, everything's forgiven because their favorite character is in the game. Like, it's the same thing every time. It's so predictable. I can call it. I'm gonna call it right here.
Remember when they added Toge?
You were apparently the only person who remembered that.
Yeah.
They did, for some reason.
But people are going to see that. People are going to be like, oh my god, I can play as anime character. Oh, I don't care what this game is anymore.
You can What if you can play as fucking Solaire in this game?
People would lose their fucking mind.
Solaire confirmed for Smash.
God,
bitch, I want Neptune. Get out of here.
Anyway,
well, who would you rather though?
Neptune.
Did you have to ask him that?
It was a genuine question.
But anyway, so that's the Mario Maker news. Kind of disappointing, but
yeah.
Again, they could update it later on, but the fact that it's not there from the get-go is pretty suspect. But let's move on to our last bit of news. Arguably the biggest news that's happened in the last 2 weeks. It's been known for a while that Sony doesn't like to play with the rest of the gaming industry. They haven't been a supporter of crossplay for the longest time. They've just been sitting in the corner doing their own shit for like years at this point. But something happened that could potentially change all of that. As you can see, I have this article from GameSpot. Huge announcement. Microsoft and Sony announce partnership for gaming and cloud services. So, let's read. Microsoft and Sony, the companies behind Xbox One and PS4 respectively, revealed this week that they have established a strategic partnership. The two companies plan on sharing technology and information going forward and build upon shared infrastructures for some of their future initiatives. Nowhere in the announcement are Xbox or PlayStation named, but its wording implies Microsoft and Sony's partnership will specifically focus on consumer entertainment platforms like gaming. Specifically, the agreement says that the two will jointly develop future cloud solutions within Microsoft Azure. It also says that Sony will use Microsoft Azure for its own game and content streaming services, although Sony's PlayStation Now is not mentioned specifically, including a push to build better tools for content creators. The two are also committing to work together on semiconductors and artificial intelligence. PlayStation itself came about through the integration of creativity and technology, Sony president Kenichiro Yoshida said in the announcement. Our mission is to seamlessly evolve this platform as one that continues to deliver the best and most immersive entertainment experiences, together with a cloud environment that ensures the best possible experience anytime, anywhere. For many years, Microsoft has been a key business partner for us, though, of course, the two companies have also been competing in some areas. I believe that our joint development of future cloud solutions will contribute greatly to the advancement of interactive content. Sony has also been a leader in both entertainment and technology, and the collaboration we announced today builds on this history of innovation, added Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Our partnership brings the power of Azure and Azure AI to Sony to deliver new gaming and entertainment experiences for consumers. Xbox head Phil Spencer and Nadella also followed up with tweets that stressed the entertainment and gaming aspect of this partnership. Phil Spencer specifically tweeted, "Excitement about the opportunities ahead with Sony for us to pursue our mutual gaming ambitions and delight players around the world." The partnership has only just been announced, so any results from it could take a while to manifest. The mention of Microsoft's cloud solutions in gaming comes just as Microsoft is planning its own streaming service, xCloud, which will compete directly with Google Stadia. As noted above, it's unclear how or if this deal could impact PlayStation's streaming platform, PlayStation Now. Mm-hmm. So, this is some big shit, because Sony, for years, has not wanted to play nice with anyone else. And now, Microsoft and Sony have agreed on a mutual partnership to expand their reaches and gaming technologies. How do you guys feel about this?
Yes. Very nice.
All right, moving on. We can end the podcast then.
I know. No, I am very, very happy that Sony's finally playing ball and decided, you know what? Maybe cross-platform is a good thing.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Maybe not being a bunch of old Japanese white men. Wait, that's like a double.
Do you want to try that again, Matt?
I'm just nah. Leave it like that.
Old Japanese businessmen.
Old Japanese businessmen. Just a bunch of old Japanese businessmen saying, "Oh, we don't need the cross-platform. All we need is that good old hard cash.
Give us that yen. We want that yen."
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
But they're finally playing ball.
Maybe because they finally realized that this will give them more money.
Yeah, who knows?
Who would have thunk it?
But this is very big news. And it's very nice to see Sony finally playing nice with someone else. Except, joke's on you, I lied, because a report came out immediately afterwards saying that PlayStation was largely left out of the negotiations. I fucking fooled y'all. But let's read this follow-up article.
Give me a second.
Last week, Microsoft and Sony made the unexpected announcement that I heard the gun. Son, I heard the gun.
All right. This is
all right, getting me mallet.
All right.
I'm getting me mallet.
All right, I'm reading the article now.
Chop, 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 chop.
Last week, Microsoft and Sony made the unexpected announcement that they were laying the groundwork for a future partnership that could unite PlayStation and Xbox in some way. A new report from Bloomberg stated that the news caught the PlayStation team by surprise. The story cites people with knowledge of the situation who say Sony negotiated with Microsoft on the deal largely without the involvement of the PlayStation team. Negotiations with Microsoft began last year and were handled directly by Sony's senior management in Tokyo, largely without the involvement of the PlayStation unit, according to people familiar with the matter. Staff at the gaming division were caught completely off guard by the news. Managers had to calm workers and ensure them that plans for the company's next-generation console were not affected, said the people, asking not to be identified, discussing private matters. Negotiations between Microsoft and Sony began in 2018, a spokesperson for Sony said. However, the company has not publicly commented on the claim that the PlayStation team was largely left out of the negotiations. Bloomberg's story also claims that Sony and Amazon held discussions in 2018 to talk about the potential for a deeper collaboration on cloud gaming. However, the two sides could not come to terms over the business side, according to a source. After this, Sony apparently started talking to Microsoft. Amazon's Amazon Web Services cloud computing platform powers the PlayStation Network, so Sony and Amazon were already working together. The announcement of the Microsoft-Sony deal states that the companies will explore joint development for future cloud-based solutions in Microsoft Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services. Additionally, Microsoft and Sony will work together to explore the possibility of Sony leveraging Microsoft's Azure data centers for Sony's game and content streaming platforms. According to the Bloomberg story, Sony realized that its own network services would not be enough to thrive in the future where cloud gaming is expected to take off, with new entrants like Google Stadia coming into the mix to compete. Sony feels threatened by this trend and the mighty Google, and has decided to leave its network infrastructure build-up to Microsoft.
The mighty Google.
The mighty Google. So the big thing to take away from this is that the main Sony branch were responsible for the negotiations, not the PlayStation team, who, would be directly involved in the deal.
So, aka Sony, you're doing so well, you're dumb. You're big stupid.
Oh, man.
I just want to die now.
I just find that fucking hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Imagine working at PlayStation. Imagine being like, your dream job, you're finally working at PlayStation. And then all of a sudden, you see in the news, apparently your company has made a deal that you weren't even aware of.
Yeah.
At all.
Apparently the company you work with made a deal with a separate rivaling company that you had absolutely zero knowledge of, and now you have to work on this.
And now, not only have to work on it, it's now your reality. It's
happening.
Oh, and then you also learn that apparently the company you're working for is fucking horrified of Google.
Yeah, horrified of Google. We feel threatened by the almighty Google.
The almighty Google.
All right.
The
real question is who's gonna rule the world in like the next decade? Is it gonna be Disney or is it gonna be Google?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a fight to the death between the two for supreme dominance.
I'd rather have Google than Disney.
I'd rather have Google than Disney because I don't want to be run by a mouse.
Yeah, I don't want everything to have a fucking Mickey Mouse logo on it.
I don't want. Imagine walking down the street and then you and you just hear over the loudspeaker, remember to respect your overlords.
Big Brother is always watching. Okay, but back to the story in hand. The thing that got me about this follow-up is that the PlayStation team was caught so off guard that they had to calm down their workers to ensure that the project they're currently working on is still happening.
I'm just having like an anxiety attack at the corner and just like
just the PlayStation offices in Tokyo are fucking melting.
They're fucking panicking.
No, guys, don't worry. The PlayStation 5 is still happening. Don't worry.
Listen, you take a trip to Japan, you walk by the PlayStation building, all you hear is
fire.
You just see everyone screaming like,
It's on fire.
It's
People are jumping out of the window.
That gif of Community of just Donald Glover walking into the fucking apartment and
Everything's on fire. No, that reminds me of the one scene from SpongeBob in SpongeBob's head where all the SpongeBobs are panicking and everything's on fire.
Yeah.
That's the PlayStation office.
Or the picture of the dog that's just sitting in the burning building. This is fine.
This is fine.
It's just no. There's a Google representative sitting there, and it's just this is fine.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to pose one final question to you guys about this.
Is Google bad?
No. So the Microsoft-Sony deal is a very good thing going forward. However, why do you guys feel like Sony left the PlayStation team out of these negotiations?
Because they obviously don't want it.
This has nothing to do with the PlayStation. I don't think this has to do with cross. I think this is something different, actually. If they left the PlayStation team, then I think it might.
You want to try that again, Matt? Because you're cutting out a lot.
I don't think if they left the PlayStation team out, then this might not have anything to do with cross-platform play. Actually.
Maybe Microsoft is just making Blu-ray players now.
But see, here's
that's actually a good point.
Here's the thing, though. The entire deal is focused entirely on gaming and entertainment solutions, including cloud-based systems. So it directly involves gaming. So why would they leave PlayStation out of it?
Sony is
PlayStation doesn't. Because they know PlayStation doesn't want this, dude. So they're like, okay, just keep the secret with them. Then we'll tell them the news. They'll freak out a little bit.
It's the same company.
Well, fuck if I know, man.
They're just more. Who wants? Sony's getting bought by Microsoft. There it is.
We have a new Xbox game studio to announce right here at E3. It's Sony.
What if Sony fucking? That's why Sony is not at E3.
And then Sean Layden comes out on the Xbox stage. It's like, yes, you heard it here first. Sony Interactive Entertainment is now a Xbox game studio.
No, we are now part of the Xbox family, and everyone in the audience is like, excuse me?
Everyone is like, there's no applause, there's no booze, everyone's just confused.
They just walk out, yeah, we bought Sony.
And then Crash Bandicoot comes out, and he's like, oh yeah, that's right.
It turns out Uncharted on the Xbox One.
That's right. You'll be able to play The Last of Us on your Xbox hologram.
Yeah, that's you can play Xbox of Us on your Microsoft phone.
Guys, we know that's why you want. We know you wanted Persona, so we got you a Persona.
Spider-Man PS4 is coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass now available on Xbox One and PC today.
Yeah.
This kid. When I read this, like, okay, the original story came out, and I was like, okay, that's cool. That's gonna be great news in the long run. Everyone's finally getting along. They're gonna make some really good stuff. This is a good thing. And then, like, a week later, this comes out, and it's like, oh yeah, PlayStation had nothing to do with it, and they're panicking. I was like, what? Huh. Excuse me? I just don't understand it. I really don't. Like, the announcement as a whole is good. But this is just like, why?
Sony.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is hilarious because we're going to meme the hell out of this.
This just reinforces the fact that Sony is completely up their own ass. Like, yeah, we're gonna work with Microsoft to create all of these new gaming solutions. What about the PlayStation team? Yeah, they don't have to know. Don't worry about it. It's just hilarious to me, man. Like, even when they do something good, they still somehow fuck it up.
It's the big dumb.
It's the definition of the big dumb. But with that being said, that is our last piece of news for the day.
A game theory.
Please stop.
Thanks for watching.
Shut up. But anyway, with that being said, that is our last news story for the day. So, after this 2.5 hour podcast, we can finally start wrapping things up. So, unless we have anything else we want to mention, we can start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
I like video games.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching another exciting episode of Bearded Banter Podcast. If you like what
You're
you've
welcome.
seen and you want to see more, you can go ahead and subscribe to Bearded Gaming Network, where we do podcasts, gaming videos, let's plays, unboxings, live streams, all sorts of different great gaming shit. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the motherfucking bell to get notifications of when we upload, because YouTube is the big dumb and can't do anything right, apparently.
Just like Sony.
Yes. I am your host, Shane the Bearded One. You can follow me on Twitter at BeardedGamingN, where I post all of the important details about new BGN videos, as well as my shit opinions on movies, games, anime, things like that. And a lot of memes. So go follow me on
Lots
Twitter
of
for
memes.
that. With me, I have my co-host, Matt LegionRex. You can follow him on Twitter at LegionRex, where he posts his also shit opinions on movies, TV, video games, anime, etc. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel, LegionRex, where he's finally making videos again. He just recently uploaded a brief analytical video about Alfonso Cuarón's Roma and why it's a masterpiece. It finally got past the YouTube police, so you can actually watch it. Go subscribe to him.
Yeah.
With us, we also have our other co-host, my son, Josh, aka Taco. You can find him on Twitter at Reborn Weeb, where he sometimes boops, sometimes bops. Occasionally, he'll have the very controversial bwop. He is a renegade on Twitter, that boy.
Yeah.
So go follow him for all of your booping needs.
Yeah.
And with that said, we can wrap things up here. So thank you for watching another exciting episode of Bearded Banter. We will be back in less than 2 weeks, because the next time we'll be on the podcast, we'll be covering E3. So
Yeah.
look forward to that. And with that said, we'll wrap things up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Keep on gaming, everyone.